Well, it's sticky like peanut butter. You just gotta be careful where you stick it.
Whoa.
Oh, we're live?
Every time. Every time.
Jeez, Bobby. Whoa.
Well, we were sitting there discussing something. So
Yeah. I mean, the peanut butter gets a little crazy, but I mean,
No, it wasn't peanut butter. I said it was sticky like peanut butter.
Sticky.
It's that way. Sticky. I don't know if anybody watches that guy. Guy does this.
Gotta smear it on, Smear it.
It is Shawn the Schmelier now.
The Shawn the Schmear. You gotta have a nice schmear going on. Never thought ribbon this from a boil. It's so chewy, huh?
I'm just picturing Shawn. Gotta smear it.
Gotta smear it.
It's his new toupee.
Yeah, you have to do this the whole episode, and then every now and then it'll come down.
Why is it sliding down your head?
Because I didn't smear it enough before we got online.
You're sitting underneath the hot lamp.
That's right. All these studio lights.
I'll look like Cousin It by the end of the episode. Yeah.
You're a shithead.
Either way, it wouldn't work on me. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. Well, guys, how you doing this week?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Yourself?
Dude, it's been an intense week.
Yeah. It is.
A lot of news going on. A lot of news. But before we get talking about all that news, we got a pop in chat in here to already say hi to. Gosh.
Well, let's explain where Skelly's at first.
You bring up a very good point because people are going to want to know, where is our fearless leader?
We locked him in the closet.
We totally did. We said, you know what? You're really bringing down the tone, and we gotta liven things up a little. That's not it at all.
Grandpa got put away for the
day. We took him off to the old folks' home. Just joking. We absolutely love you, Skelly. So unfortunately, everybody, Skelly is feeling a bit under the weather today. Told us early this morning he was not going to be able to join us tonight.
Early this morning, it was crack of dawn. It woke me up.
For you guys, I mean, well, I was going to say for you, Bobby, because Shawn's in the same boat as me. We're both up. We're
3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Skelly's feeling under the weather. So if everybody could jump out and give him a shout out with some well wishes so that, he knows we're always thinking about him. And, we certainly want him to start feeling better again.
Yes.
But he's done a really, really awesome job tonight. He ended up helping us out with a bunch of stuff. Yep. You know what, though? I don't see it. Uh-oh. That just made me realize, with Skelly not here, I need to bring up those things, and I'm looking for them. And I think when he uploads it, it just uploads it on his end. Doesn't upload it on ours.
Why would it do that if we're all on the same thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, we kind of.
I guess we'll change the show's topic today then.
Well, we might have to, unless Skelly, if you happen to be watching right now, if there's any way you could set up a Google Dropbox, that would be really cool because we're kind of short a bunch of slides right now. I didn't have time to get everything myself.
Yeah, we expected it to be there.
It was. Skelly did upload it.
Right. No, that's what I mean. We thought it was there, so.
We should have definitely tested this before we decided to just go, hey,
Well, that's what happens when you sign on 5 minutes before the show. So.
Hey, I was here a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah.
I was here 7 minutes early.
7 minutes. Yeah, that's right, because you were 2 minutes before I was.
Yep. You can tell how, people think we have this huge grand plan. We plan out a topic, we'll plan out guests, and then the rest of it, we all fly from the seat of our pants.
Yeah, two minutes before the show. No, we're professional.
Yeah, we're totally professional. We got no idea what we're doing. So, but Skelly, hope you feel better, man, and hope you enjoy watching tonight. If you can watch us live, let us know you're here by the chat. If not, brother, get some rest, and we will see you soon. And I know you'll be tomorrow telling us, all right, guys, you better calm it down with that.
No more smearing.
No swearing.
Watch what you smear. Watch what you swear. What you're saying.
Forget about it.
All right. Forget about it. That's what we need, a New Yorker on here. Oh, boy.
Hey, what you doing?
The war of the pizzas.
Yeah, right? No one beats Chicago, so I'll tell you that.
There you go. I'm a fan of the deep dish myself.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Stuff.
Just, I'm wondering if Joe Pesci likes Masters of the Universe. Because I really like he of all people being, oh my god, I love Skeletor, you know.
Yeah, he could do
They
Skeletor.
have me at the drive-through, but they love Skeletor, you know. Get Marissa Tomei to knock him back into shape, my cousin Vinny style. Yeah, it'd be great.
Hey, Beast Man, go get your fucking shine box.
Why are you fucking laughing, bonehead? Am I ha funny to you?
My countdown to April is going like this. I got deadlines, you know.
Gotta kill off the whole line.
They're gonna kill the whole line. It's like a little deer down the stream, and then they're gonna shoot it in the head. Yeah,
I'm glad to see.
Anyway.
6 minutes in, we've gone off the rails completely.
Yeah,
He goes up to Webster. Hey, Spider. Fuck you, Spider. I'm not Spider. I'm Web Store.
Three F-bombs in the first 6 minutes of show. It's not that first 8 seconds. We're okay.
Why was I swearing? I didn't mean to. Well, I was doing Joe Pesci, so that's how.
It wasn't you. It was the spirit of Joe Pesci compels
That's right.
you. It's okay.
Yeah. I embodied him for a second.
That's right. You actually shrunk about 1.5 feet. And...
Yeah. Lost some hair.
You know, he kept his hairline for a pretty decent time, though.
It was a wig, dude.
Was it all wig?
Yeah.
It was always a wig. No, you're right, because in Home Alone, he ain't got no damn hair.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
Movie magic.
Yeah.
Movie magic. I need to give me some movie magic on this head. I don't know. All right. So we got Masterverse Toy Hunter saying, popping in to say hi there, sir. Adam and I will try to make it in after Masters of the Motu news. It's a news segment that they're doing between Masterversal Toy Hunters channel and Radical Toys. So big shout out to you guys, because, you know, definitely always happy to keep it going, keep the talk going amongst the community. That's how we keep things alive. So thank you. And my buddy's Customs here. Hey, everybody. Happy Toy Frenzy Night. I like the idea. This Toy Frenzy Night every Thursday night. It's like Toy Frenzy Night. Hillian Dread in the house. What's going on, man? Glad to have you here, brother. And we've got Motu Origins Court all the way from Ireland joining us this evening.
Staying up late tonight.
Yeah, he is. Thank you for being here. Says, good evening, Frenzies and Skele Vaderites and Bobby Turs. All
better than turds.
Bobby Turds.
I like that. I like
I don't.
shenanigans.
Shenanigans, yeah.
It's pretty good, yeah, I gotta say. It's definitely cool. And then Cora Burlert in the house. What's going on?
Germany.
Yeah, I know, man. We have hit that global market. And again, it's crazy hours over there too, because they're even beyond, you know, Ireland and the UK.
Right.
So.
Toy Frenzy International.
That's right, man. That's right. And thank you for being here, Cora. It means a lot. We really appreciate it. And Radical Toys dropping in to say hi as well before they went live. Good to have you here, Adam. Thank you for popping in. And the wonderful Duchess of Darkness here, fresh off of her show's Wicked Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a good one. Very good.
Oh, man, it was. And right here, we've got Nolan in the house as well.
Nolan.
Thanos Copter.
Nolan Thanos.
Man, I got to tell you, it's not a show unless we had Nolan and Thanos Copter.
Yeah. All of them so far. They all show up all the time.
Truthfully, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just not Toy Frenzy without everybody jumping in the frenzy here. And it's fantastic to see everybody return each week, because they're all talking amongst themselves, like, you know, trying to scroll through the chat and looking for somebody else.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about us anymore. They just want to talk to each other. That's the place where they all gather. You know.
Hey, I'm all for it. That's what it's for, right?
If we're all like in a restaurant together, it'd just be the 3 or 4 of us, with, you know, Skele on our own, and everybody else would be on the other side having a good time.
Yeah. We'd all be sitting at like some booth or some table waiting for people to come over or something, and they're all just talking at the bar. And we've got more. Hey, that's the best part. I love it. That's right. Absolutely love it. So we've got Cobweb in the house. Hey guys, remember to get my stuff done at work early so he could sit around and watch this. That's awesome.
Nice. Yes. Cool.
See, look, we're good. We're good for the work ethic. We make people up their productivity at work.
Yeah, true.
You know,
bosses love us.
That's it. That's it.
You get
Honor you,
kickbacks
80.
for that.
Oh, sorry, Bobby, go ahead.
No,
What was that?
I said we get kickbacks for that.
You know, hey, that's an idea right there.
Yeah.
Another way to earn. Getting kickbacks from employment. Honor you says at least they can pronounce yours on Ryu.
Ah.
Oh, okay. So there he goes. He said it fully on Ryu. Now we know. Excellent to have you here, brother. Thank you for joining us this evening. Pop actor also in the house saying his wallet can't escape. Well, it's a certain particular font was used to convey that exact message. Yeah,
Shoot.
exactly. And we've got JMax77 joining us this evening.
How you doing?
Absolutely great to have you here. Thanos Copter says, surprise, Bobby.
What's that?
What surprise? What was
don't
the
know.
surprise?
I don't know. What I have no idea.
Now he's really surprised.
I'm stumped on that one. Unless he was like saying it's me saying, because of the whole peanut butter comment.
That was probably it right there. Yeah. The pop actor said Skelly couldn't escape because we locked him in the closet. All right.
Chains and all.
Thanos beat us to it with the did you take it to the old folks home?
Yep.
Well, specifically Thanos Copter's old folks home because that's where he works, helping out. He says he's going to hook them up with the arts and crafts supplies. All right. And here we got everybody saying get well to Skelly.
Don't eat the paint.
Do not eat the paint. Not fit for human consumption, no matter how tasty it looks.
Well, unless it's edible paint.
Well, it's true, but that's a whole different kind of thing. And no old people's home is buying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and the crayons.
They go for the old school, cheap, toxic stuff. If they can get those people out of there quicker, all the better.
That's awful, man.
Oh, it is. It's dark humor, but we're all laughing.
I'll be there in 2 years, so that's pretty awful.
I don't want to hear that crap. You still got at least a good,
No, I said I'm going to go visit somebody in 2 years. I was like,
okay. All right. I'll accept that. Ronald Embry in the house saying hello to everyone. We got Payne's toy samples here saying evening, gents. And more well wishes for Skelly. I love seeing this.
Yeah.
Always the extra support from everybody. Oh,
he's just got a head cold. He'll be all right.
Yeah. He's doing good. He's feeling extra congested, running a slight fever tonight. He said we would have hated to hear him talk tonight. So
I think it would have been fun.
And the shenanigans have already started. And ain't that the truth?
I get blamed every week. I don't know what the deal is, but
It's good.
It's called being the rookie.
I'd rather have him be blamed than me all the time. So I
I don't
pressure
blush
off.
as easily. That's the only thing. I'm just shiny. But...
So the funny part about that is I say that Shawn's the rookie, but yet he's probably been on YouTube and podcasts much longer than the rest.
There are so many people out there that are like, don't put your face out there, dude. Are you kidding me? You have a face for podcasts, not for YouTube. But yeah, here I am.
And here we are.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I've probably done the least amount of shows compared to everybody else.
Maybe. Well, you've been on Toy Frenzy for quite a while now, so that's a weekly show, and you've been here every week since you joined on, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're racking up shows just as much. And my buddy's Custom says, if you tell me how to share screen, I can come on and set up photos for tonight if I were talking about the releases announced. You know what, guys, since we're shorthanded here on that, I'm doing it.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to be here with Bud.
I don't have to add him to the stream, but gosh, you're really going to hurt his feelings, Bobby.
Not after what he said to me yesterday.
Well, does he send you clowns repeatedly?
Hey, that's Piddle's whatever that guy's name is. Puddle's Piddly Party. You
don't even know. You just know it gets a rise out of me every time.
No, I've been watching him for years. He's fun, man. He's good. He sings good.
I have. All right. But I just went ahead and sent you the link there, my friend. So if you can come on and help out, greatly appreciate it since we're down on the picture portion here.
Yeah.
We're down for show and tell, folks, and we're sorry. Emerald Knight Photos in the house saying, hey there. It's good to have you here, brother. And we've got Scott Baker in the house saying,
Nice.
evening, everyone. Always good. And wait, He-Man O Grande Campe. I can't speak other languages that well. But, this is great. New to the channel here. At least I haven't recognized the name before. So good to have you here. Welcome to the Frenzy.
Welcome.
It's awesome.
All right. So Thanos definitely says it's non-toxic pain. Well, that's a bummer.
That's not fun.
Surprise.
Fun out of it. Oh, shit.
All right. So Bud has joined us here. Bud, are you joining us like live, or are you just do you want to be kept off? What do you feel like doing here? Let me know.
For a bit, I'll be off cam because my sister's doing D&D. But after that, I can talk if needed. But I'm just setting up all the photos now.
All right. At the bottom of the screen, and you should see where it says present. When we're ready, you can go ahead and just set it up, and I'll see it down at the bottom, and I'll be able to add it to the stream once we're ready to start talking into it and going into it. So,
okay.
Appreciate it, bud. Thanks.
Yeah, hi, Bobby.
Really?
Hey, no, it's like that. It's that. It's just a creepy relationship.
Love
I want
you,
to see.
Bobby.
I want to see the Bud and Bobby cop drama.
I know.
That would be it. Talking about Lethal Weapon. Jeez, yeah.
I was gonna say, we got the bald and the beautiful up top now, and then we got Bobby and Bud at the bottom.
Bud and Bobby. Oh, it's 9:00. CBS. Bud and Bobby taking down crime one toy collector at a time.
Snatching up all the scalpers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so Thanos was talking about the fact that he works at an old people's home, and he says he figures he'll work there until one day he just doesn't go home.
Yeah, right. Which could be quick.
Right?
That's awesome.
I agree. So Pop Actor here with I'm bringing all my Motu collection at the old age home. I hope no nurse steals it. Look, man, they won't know what it is, but if you're bringing all yours, I'll bring all of mine, and we'll all play together in the big common rooms and have giant battles. It'll be great.
Yeah, that'll go well.
You people clean up all this shit?
No.
Not at all.
Where's my sword?
Where's my tapioca?
Shawn's got it on his head.
Smeared it on there.
I've been smearing Tila for an hour. Give me a break here, guys. Come on. Can't find the dentures, and now I can't find Tila, but the tapioca's everywhere. I think I did that wrong.
Old people jokes, and
We're being
We're
awful.
canceled tonight.
Yeah,
we are.
Awful.
We are done after this. Toy Frenzy's getting pulled from the air.
Sorry to the new guy that's just watched us for the first time.
Yeah.
Right?
What the fuck is this shit?
It's crazy in here.
No bueno, no grando for you guys. Nope.
Scott Baker giving Shawn his due, saying the Legend of Grayskull vet. So true.
Thank you, Scott.
I thought it was just Shawn the log.
Well, there are other streaming things out there, but we won't talk about those.
Oh boy, you just did.
I didn't say which one.
All right, we got to the point where I couldn't even see out my glasses in order to read comments. I think that's an all new record. It only took us 20 minutes.
That's true. Hey, we've been on 19 minutes, yeah.
All right. And going to jump in here. Hillian Dread has the big comment. So, according to Entertainment Earth's description, the blue snake's name is Slither, and the two snake men with him are grunts. As a matter of fact, we just found that out by the keen-eyed Motu Origins Cork.
Yeah.
Just brought that up in our Toy Frenzy chat before going on tonight. So, it's really interesting because they definitely give him a name. And that's really cool. So we'll talk a little bit more in depth about that later.
Yep.
And we got Black Phoenix joining in, jumping in right before work. So absolutely glad you joined us to say hi. Hope you continue listening while you're getting ready. And on Ryu 83 has said, did y'all get your Frogmonger notices today? I can say, y'all, I live in Kentucky. So, yes, as a matter of fact, Skelly did announce that his and mine are on the way.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So,
I also got my 3, so
Yeah, I've been noticing that on
about to
Twitter. People have been saying that they've been getting their notices. I've had mine for what, 7 weeks, 8 weeks?
Yeah,
It's
you've
amazing.
had
that
yours.
all of a sudden, it's weird. I don't get it. I guess I
It's
got
almost
the
like they
first
had
run.
a whole. Yeah, it's almost like they had a whole bunch ready to go and then sold more.
Yeah.
But that's not our problem. That's a Mattel problem.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, Hillian Dread has not got his notice yet. Keep checking
Well,
because people are getting the notices out.
yeah, it started today.
And Thanos Copter says his Monger and Duplico are shipping out because a lot of people got Duplico already too. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. All right, guys. Are we ready to do this night's intro?
Yeah, 20 minutes in.
Now we've got Bud here so he can correct me on the fly as we go through this thing.
We should have Bud read it.
One day, Bud will read his own intro. All right.
that
Emerald Knight
day
photos.
is not today. Guys, I didn't realize I have to save all of these photos separately to throw them into the slide. I thought I could just share my screen and go through them.
Well, you can. You should be able to share screen if you want to click through it like that.
How do I do that? Oh, share screen. I see it. I'm doing all the
Yeah.
work for nothing. Continue.
Thanks, Bud, for that interruption.
You're welcome.
Bobby with the life lessons here. Emerald Knight giving us the big shout outs to smash that like button, folks. We all know it talks shit all week, so go smack it around a bit. We appreciate it. All right, guys.
Show who's boss.
That's right. Skelly's just sent me a message on the fly here, folks. Hold on a sec.
I'm probably fired.
Hey, get out of here. We don't need you. But I just kid with you.
Absolutely.
I know.
You know we absolutely love you.
Complete silence.
So, yeah, complete silence. Gosh, I'm not the only one with a voice here, guys. Sorry, I'm having a little private conversation with Skelly over here on the side.
Well, that's not fun.
He's saying, let me see what I can do.
Just let him know Bud's got taken care of it.
I've already got
show.
all the photos up, so
There you go.
let him go back and rest.
Skelly's jumping in.
No, it looks like he has just popped on there to try and help upload.
Oh,
But I'm sure he can hear us.
there it is.
Oh, look. Skelly's got it up. Now, can I control it, though? Oh, yes, I can. I can definitely control it. Excellent. So as long as he stays logged in, I'll have it, even though he doesn't actually physically have to be here since I know he's trying to rest up tonight. And we appreciate that, Skelly. Bud, you're welcome to stay in and chime in, too, because we've already got you here. There's no use just
I'll deal with him for the night.
Okay, little spoon.
No,
Here we go with
not
that
at
again.
all.
And
Not
if
at
you
all.
guys want to know what we're talking about, you got to join in and join one of the Patreons so that way you can jump into the chat. And here he is saying, glad he could help. The man himself is in the chat, folks.
Thank you, Skelly.
We appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. And oh, look at that, saying have him drink tons of Pepto-Bismol.
No, Motu Bismol.
That's right. We need some Motu Bismol up in house tonight. And Eldor has rejoined us as well. Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, guys. So on to tonight's intro before I get further sidetracked and we lose it here. There you go. We gotta change. Skelly will have his hashtag as Motu Bismol. Getting well soon. All right. So, at the center of the universe, at the seat of power, lies a room filled with the greatest collectors known. Aw, we're the greatest collectors, guys.
Are we really?
That's you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's Classics Castle Grayskull back there. The rest of us are just a bunch of schmucks and side pieces.
Hey,
Me.
I got a whole vintage collection.
You do. Like your wall scroll behind you with the vintage art.
That thing is epic. I want it.
It's just a banner.
Toy Frenzy and the Collectors of the... I lost it now. Hold on.
It was that sticky peanut butter.
Now he's lost it on principle. That's.
It's almost better that he doesn't actually rehearse any of it. I don't. It's so much better.
There is a reason I've definitely not started doing that prior to the show. This is just way funnier.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of time, so it makes it look like we're doing something longer.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Makes us look like we're doing something. Toy Frenzy and the Collectors of the Universe. Greetings, Skelevaderites, Ozholes, Scavarnians, and Bobby's Blushers. Do we have a show for you tonight? And from across the galaxy, we bring you the greatest in podcast show hosts to your viewing eyes and ear holes. Pucker them butts and cross your toes, because
What?
At least you didn't cross your butt and pucker your toes. I guess that's good.
Jeez.
because things are about to get. You guys threw me all off. Damn it.
Dude, you gotta swallow first before you speak.
You know what?
Things are gonna get smeared up in here.
I worked so hard on these and you're blowing it.
That's why you can't swallow it. Sorry,
Bobby, you're always welcome to start reading these.
I only finished kindergarten. I don't know how to read. I only look at pictures.
You know, Bud can draw you a nice picture to read.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure.
I'm actually really good at doing pop-up book forms too.
See, look.
I don't need any pop-up books from Bud. I'll tell you that. I don't need anything. No.
So pucker them butts and cross your toes, because things are about to get awesome. Tonight, sitting in front of his crisp new setup, the sculptor of your imaginations, the rad dad collector of your favorite villains, Skelevader. That is a really awesome intro, by the way. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Deep in the jungles of the murder capital of Maryland, currently sporting the swapped, not flocked, but not bearded head, the master of the awesomeverse, Ostradamus Toys.
Yay.
Sitting in his cave of wonder, surrounded by the greatest classics and mythic legions figures, the proud owner of Mattel's classic Grayskull for your viewing pleasure, everyone's favorite funny Uncle Shawn Scavarna. And within his vintage barn, the man with the hands and the sultry voice to complement any spooky story, the master of the vintage, the lord of punk rock, the beautiful, blushing Bobby Motu.
Oh, man, you got to brush that teeth, man.
Is that good for you, bud?
That was good.
And we have a special Patreon shout out to a real fighter, someone who looked death in the face and was like, "Not today, bitch." and kicked it in its balls, sending it squealing into the underworld from which it came. We all know her. Death fears her. I present to you for the first time on the Patreon shoutouts, Dawn Roberts, the Death Slayer. What? That was actually really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you overwhelmed with all of the latest toy announcements? Do you wish it was all consolidated to a neat forum-like format? Boy, do we got the thing for you. Patreon exclusive Toy Frenzy Discord server. This Discord server has over 100 channels tuned to your specific collecting habits. We have channels for all your toy collecting needs, all major and indie brands. We got channels for all media like music, TV shows, movies, comic books. We got channels for your collections, custom figures, custom dioramas, fan fiction, headcanon, and so much more. By supporting on Patreon, you get access to this Discord and our Instagram group channel. I prefer Discord though. You also get access to your early episodes of Cambridge and with Shawn from SkeleVader, and early access to this week's topic for Toy Frenzy. All your support goes back into the show for StreamYard's Canva to produce amazing thumbnails, intros, and outros, and more. And if you like what you see here on Toy Frenzy and you want to see more, you can check it out on other shows. Or you can check us out on other shows.
Yeah, don't go watch
Just
anybody
go
else.
watch something else.
Hey, all right, bye everybody.
No,
I'm gonna watch the rerun of Chips.
There you go. We can get Eric Estrada on the show. He desperately
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
You heard it right here, folks. We're reaching out. Eric Estrada. Gonna have him on the show.
You gotta get his Mego figure first.
That's right. Sunday's Weekly Weirdo with our resident weirdo, Skelevator. Thursday nights here on Toy Frenzy with everyone. Saturday morning specials with Ostradamus Toys and Connormon. Saturday nights on Ostradamus Toys Live and the monthly Legions class. Catch Shawn over on Legends of Grayskull podcast with the Dooch. And returning, Power of Eternia podcast with Ostradamus Toys, Battle Ram blog, and Vintage Bobby Motu.
See, he puts me last on everything.
You save the best
You
for
saved the
For
last.
last.
Yeah.
See, look, he even said it as I was saying it. So
Yeah,
you
he's
know that's
he's
how he looks at it.
bullshitting.
He
That's all
loves
he-
you, Bobby. Now, who opened the damn floodgates on these pre-orders for the rest of this year? The future of Eternia is now. There is no escape, and we're not ending in April. Oh, what a good April Fool's joke that was. On to you, boys. Wait, what happened to all my money?
Oh shit.
So again, as usual, I did not read any of that beforehand, and it shows.
Yep.
It's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Now I got to back up to the chat here just so I can see what we got going on in here. Everybody was giving more shout outs to Skelly for hoping he feels better soon since he popped up in the chat. And definitely glad that we could have you here, sir.
Yeah.
Always appreciate having you with us. Get better soon. And so, guys, they just finished the Motu news. Masterversal Toy Hunter here has come back to us for that. So definitely we can catch that on the replay. Also, Jimeno Grande Campo says he is from Brazil. Now, again, I cannot read all of that.
No.
But I'm going to reach out and see if I can get somebody who can translate Brazilian, see if they can join the show sometime. Well, because, I believe what's it, Portuguese that they speak?
Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah. So absolutely get somebody who can translate Portuguese. And I actually know somebody who does speak it. So I'll try to see if I can get them on because the guys over, God, I can't even say the name because I don't speak Portuguese, but Canal dos Romeros. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
those guys. Absolutely. They've got a ton of really good energy. I can't even understand most of it, but I really appreciate watching it. And then I
He'd be
have
talking
the,
about you and making fun of you about the whole time and just say, hey, those guys are great.
and then when I showed up, they gave me a shout out. They gave Toy Habits a shout out and Mega J, because that one night we
Oh.
all did a stream where we brought them on.
Yeah.
That was all I understood that they said. But then they did have somebody who spoke English who did translate it back for me and let me know. So that was really cool.
So here is what he said. Here in Brazil, collectors have been difficult in buying pieces. Not many have arrived here.
Wow.
Mm.
Bud, are you working good on the fly with the Google Translate there?
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, but we
Boom.
definitely get that, because it has been hard to collect here too. Like
Yes.
that is, you are not alone in that adventure. Like honestly, if it wasn't for online, I certainly know most of us would not have most of what we have, because it's been impossible to find.
I would have
before.
quit a long time ago if it wasn't for online.
Same.
Because you wouldn't have anything.
I would have had 3 figures.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's ridiculous. Thanos Copter saying his wallet needs Motu Bismol.
Yeah.
Our wallets are definitely paying for Motu Bismol.
Mhm.
All right. Apparently, I was turning blue at one point. So,
You were?
yeah. I mean, I agree. From the giggles, I know I definitely turned red.
You told you got to swallow first.
Hey, you know what? Does anyone here speak Spanish, or is that Portuguese? So we found out it's definitely Portuguese, and
Yep.
love it. All right. Skele Vader with the big thanks for all your well wishes, frenzy nods. Absolutely appreciate it. And at some point, I'm going to catch back up here to where we're at.
Let's catch up.
So big thank you from Dawn for the shout out. And she's also wishing Skelly well. And right down here, Pop Actor with the kids today will think chips is some kind of junk food. I agree. They probably would.
Yep.
All right. Oh, and here's part of the conversation. No, where was it? See, the chat jumped and I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Needs me some deluxe whiplash. Well, that's what we're going to get talking to right now. We've got to get into this.
Yes, you do. Time's
So
a
much
waste.
good stuff.
Sorry there, Bobby. There you go. All right. So first up in the slides here, we have ourselves deluxe oversized whiplash. So he's not even going to be like regular scale. He's going to be that bigger size.
Yeah.
Probably that too bad scale.
Wasn't that what they said? He's supersized. He's not deluxe. Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
Too bad's definitely
Yeah.
bigger. I think also
Yeah.
New Eternia Beastman is also oversized.
Yeah.
But even Beastman wasn't as big as Too Bad was. So
He is
If
a little
he's-
bit taller than the Revelation one.
right. And I just love the fact that they're willing to do these little oversized toys, though, like making them that much larger, making the scaling that different. So even though the overall line is 7-inch, they're like, well, we're going to make certain characters bigger because not everybody deserves to be the exact same scale. And then you get like Little Orko.
Yeah.
What did you think about it, Bobby?
What, this figure here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was hoping he would come with a separate head, like another head, because I don't like his head. He looks like Batista to me.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the figure's cool, but I don't like the face so much.
Is it the missing nose tooth?
I don't know what it is. I wish we could zoom in on it so you could see
He
it
definitely
better.
looks orcish more than like some, because like I'm looking at my figure here. He doesn't have the bushier brows.
Yeah.
He doesn't have as much dark green under the eyes, and his ears are also kind of small.
I think his face looks a little more human, I think, if I remember right. I wish I could see it close up.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it's the slides, I can't actually zoom in too well on it.
Yeah.
But I'm digging the fact that
You
they
want
are
me to switch to the screen share and zoom in?
Yeah, please.
okay. Yeah, definitely, we can do that. Here, pull down the slides for a moment. I'll leave them there so that way we can pop them back in.
Yeah.
And while Bud's getting ready to do that and do the share screen here, Cora said it's difficult everywhere, but if you're outside the US, it's even worse because a lot of those exclusives are not easy to find.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's really tough. A lot of people are struggling for that. And again, here we have more from He-Man Grande. And as a matter of fact, I appreciate this. Masterversal Toy Hunter is actually using a translator, or says that He-Man Grande is saying, I'm using a translator to accompany you success. Excellent. So glad to hear that. Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I got it set up. Hopefully there's not an echo.
I don't think there should
Oh, there
be.
we go. Actually just turned off sound on the share screen.
Okay. Now you should be able to control that a bit more and be able to zoom in on different parts.
Yeah. Just zoom in on that face.
Well, I mean,
He looks like Batista to me or something. He's weird looking.
He got up early and put on his guy liner, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool
He's
kids are doing
missing his Jay Leno chin. That chin is very short compared to how round and long. Because I'm looking at like a Origins figure here.
and the nose tooth. Like they tried to squeak it in with that little side tooth right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure.
Well, this is new Eternia though, so
Right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like basic concept.
yeah.
But
With some new things, but yeah.
I really love overall the detailing. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The dark wash on it's really nice.
Yeah, it helps bring out the different detail with the with all the scaling, and really brings depth to a character that normally doesn't have as much.
Hopefully the dark washing isn't like the first round of Beastman where his chest was like brown, and then like his arms were like orange.
Well, I think with that they were hoping people would keep that first set of armor that kind of covered it up a lot. But scroll over to his armor pieces if you can, Bud, because that's one of the other things that I really like here is, again, he never actually did have armor,
Right.
So this is really cool getting some options to do with them. I'm excited about that.
Well, there is a sketch, concept sketch with the armor and the helmets and all that. He looks like that from I forgot who did the sketch, Earl McCarthy or somebody. I can't remember. It was on the Battle Ramp blog site. He showed that over the week, and it's the same as the concept art. It's pretty close.
Yeah, and the colors too are actually pretty close as well, which I like. What about you, Shawn?
This whole episode is going to be me saying I am now starting to get really jealous with this line because classics up to that point that was the benchmark for me. And now that I saw this new wave hit, I'm like, I wish they could have done some of these things in classics because like, I like the idea that they are making Too Bad and Whiplash some of these bigger figures because then they're more monstrous and they're, it's like as a kid that I would have eaten that up as a kid because that would have been freaking amazing because there's like villains in here that are bigger than He-Man. That's freaking cool, And now they're doing it with Masterverse and the options that they're throwing out for. I'll be honest, Whiplash is probably my least favorite of Skeletor's evil henchmen.
Wow.
I've never been a huge Whiplash guy.
Really?
And this figure with all of the bells and whistles makes me go like, well, now I like him a little bit more because you have more options compared to him just being a green figure that had a tail, like now he's got the extra, the harness, you could put the helmet on him, you got the torch, and having him be bigger on top of that, it's like, geez. So, but I agree with Bobby about the face. He looks like a bulldog.
Yeah, he's weird
to me. He
like
really looks like a bulldog. And when I saw that, I'm like, they got so much of this really right, but that face it didn't wow me. It made me feel like they needed to take at least another pass or two to make it feel more Whiplash or, to get it a little further than where they got it. I feel like they kind of just stopped where they got it to so far.
I do have the art if you want me to pull it.
That'd be great.
Yes, please.
Yeah, maybe the face looks close to that. Then we'll see.
Yeah,
right.
I don't remember what the face looks like.
Well, for me, one of the things that I really liked about this version of Whiplash is it is different from what we're used to. And that is something that I can really appreciate. It's something that I've loved with the new Eternia.
Yeah.
They give you kind of the options. So you can make it look like what we're used to. And then also you can make it look like something new.
Huh.
Yeah, see, there it is right there.
I'm liking the detail that they do have a torch for him.
Yeah.
And then they gave him that with the toy. Like, that is one of the things that I think is probably best about this is one of the accessories he has is one of the most mundane. It's this torch, but yet it's still so friggin' cool. I'm actually going to full screen this up a little bit so that we're not at the bottom there. So you can just get a better look overall at kind of, how this concept came to be.
If Whiplash looked like this when we were kids, he would have been higher up on my list for the villains because he looks menacing. As a kid, I thought he always looked goofy, and that's part of why he never really appealed to me. But if you had a guy like this with a torch coming at you in a cave, like I'm thinking like the 2000X where they lived in the caves and everything, this would have been like a nightmare coming after you. And and I like that his spikes go all the way up to his helmet in this one. That has a whole better feel to that design than the way it was originally. And even I like that they gave you the helmet and all that, but there is something about those spikes going the whole way up, up to his head.
Yeah, I can appreciate the face more now that I'm looking at the art. I guess they kind of tried to mimic it a little bit more to that.
Yeah, zoom in on the face a little bit there, bud. Okay, it's just not the most clear shot of all.
No, but it's still good though.
Yeah, and it does show like he doesn't have like that big snaggle tooth in the middle that wasn't like entirely part of the concept of the character. I mean, one of the things that I've always liked about Whiplash is like his tail. He kind of reminds me of a crocodile.
Yeah.
Especially more so in these concepts with like those big dorsal spikes going all the way up. So I'm hoping that this tail definitely has more detail like that and is a little spikier than just already what we commonly have. But yeah, I mean, if this guy's coming at you in a cave, he is freaking huge and massive and hulking, and you've got nowhere to run. So I'm digging it overall. But if you could bring back up the toy so we can see a little bit more.
I actually see there's a thing to share this tab instead. Let me see if it works. Haha.
Here we go. Yeah, more of the look of the toy itself.
Yeah.
With all the extras. And this is something that I really like about it is just this extra axe here. It's a bit different from what we're used to and seeing in those axes. And I like that helmeted look. I think it's really good.
Yeah, the helmet definitely adds to it.
So I see his tail is hollow on the inside. It curves in.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's bendable, but maybe there's like a turnable joint or something in it.
Yeah, I definitely agree here. He just looks awesome. That's for sure. See, again, you can't really see clearly from the back, but it does look like he has a bit more of that tail, like the dorsal spike tail of like a crocodile or something, which is really cool.
The new Eternia line, the thing that gets me is they really are doing a good job of giving you a sidestep version of these figures. Because like when I saw the Beastman, I was like, that's kind of how I always pictured Beastman to be. If I had the chance to recreate him, that's how I would make him look. I want him huge and all that. Now that I see the helmeted version with that armor on for Whiplash, it's like I'd rather have him like that from here on out, from now on.
Right.
I really, really dig it.
So the tail looks like it turns at the top where it connects into the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And from this angle, it doesn't look like they have as much of the dorsal spikes. So I kind of wish that those were a little bigger going down there, but it still looks cool. And I got to say, I really like the tooling on the feet for this guy. Like, those are brand new styled feet right there. I don't remember seeing those as reuse from anything else. And I think that's really cool and gives a lot of options for future reuse.
It's like Rodan.
The arm and leg might be reused from one half of Too Bad because of the purple scaly skin.
Well, let me take a look. I got my Too Bad sitting right here with me. Nope, Too Bad's feet are completely different.
Does his shoulder have little spikes on them? Or no?
Not the little ones. It's got like one fin almost. He's got more like rigid spikes, and there's definitely more of them than just the side there. But yeah, it's definitely different. The texture, the scaly texture is very similar. That's for sure.
So they might have added on to that initial sculpt.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's a
make
good
these.
possibility. The legs, the leg piece. Do you have a good shot of the legs there, bud? Or is that about as best as we get? What about from one of the other? Okay, even the legs are different because I was just looking at Too Bad's leg, and Too Bad's got more of a fin, where again, he's got more spikes looking on him. So that's really cool comparing it to, oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see it really good from there. Also, like the new tooling of the bracers, too, with that little fur popping out the bottom. So it's not just like a reuse of single bracers, too.
I know for sure I might go in and add a little ring on his nose and maybe sculpt a little tooth. So it's like an actual nose ring.
Okay, that'd be cool. Or a tooth
Just for
ring.
fun. And something I can like pop on and off.
Yeah. Pop Actor is mentioning the fact that he has 3 toes versus, like, again, Too Bad's got the 4 toes.
And it looks like his foot is wider in the back because unlike Skeletor and other characters that have the villain 3-toed feet, they tend to tip over easier.
Right.
Because they have that more human shape to the back of the foot, where this is like more flat.
All right. So what do we have next up on the pictures there, bud? Because we still got a lot of figures to go through here.
Yeah, we do.
Clawful.
Yep.
All right. So this guy. Now, see, he's got those spikes on his legs that you can see right there already.
Yeah.
And again, it's a new Eternia style, so it's not exactly what we're used to.
I do like this one better than Whiplash, though.
Okay.
Yes.
Same.
I will have to agree. I really do like Whiplash, but the chest armor with that Filmation kind of nod.
Yeah.
Back armor. I wish the back armor could like come off as like the shield. That would have been like really cool.
Well, I'm sure with a little bit of adaptation, that would not be hard to do. One of the things that I think I liked most, because I dig when they go in on little details. And again, I'm hoping, because this, of course, is not a final product of exactly what we're going to get, but look right around the end of his claws where it comes into the wrists, or, you know, on the large claw case, the forearm there. They have that little bit of bleed of color coming down into it. I'm just a sucker for that kind of detail.
Yeah, same. No, like pretty much. So when 2000X was released, that was one of those lines where I'm like, this is more like my speed, and then this whole wave, it feels like they aren't forgetting 2000X was a thing, because it feels like there is nods to that, especially with him and another character we'll see later on tonight.
And it's clawful. I do like this one.
The feet are badass too.
Those feet are
Look at
going to
those feet.
perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah, zoom in on those a little bit here. We're gonna get a little bit foot friendly. Oh no, is it not zooming in on the picture? It's just zooming in on yours.
That's okay.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
I just opened it up in a different tab and shared it.
Nice.
Yeah, that is cool.
I dig that. I really, really dig that look. I mean, the tooling on these is absolutely incredible, and they don't look to be really reusing any parts because, again, we know these spiked legs that they have. We were just looking at Whiplash's legs, and they have tooled scale detail in those legs. These legs don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm partial to crab legs myself.
Hey, I'm from, Baltimore, Maryland. We're all about the crabs here. I'm going to crack
Mhm.
this guy open.
You have to buy 2.
You have to gargle first.
I'm going to try buy like 6 or 7 of them, actually. I wonder if I can get a bushel of clawful. Probably costs about
clawful
the same
bundle.
price. So we haven't talked much about the face sculpt. What do you guys?
I love it. It's great. Because he
Yeah.
looks mean. I mean, that's why I didn't like Whiplash that much. He didn't look mean. He looked too more human.
Right.
He looks like he's evil.
I might darken the eyebrows a little bit, but
Yeah, try to bring him back to that classic
look.
look a little bit.
now what about not having the iris?
I think
like
it helps with the meanness. Sorry, Shawn.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I agree. I think it helps with the meanness. He really does look like you can't reason with him the way that they have him. And I actually like him with, there is the hint of the eyebrows, but I like that they aren't playing the Muppet side of it. I like
Right.
that this one, they are going way more legit. This is a force to be reckoned with. And every aspect of this design really makes me go like, yeah, I'd be more afraid of him showing up than Whiplash still.
Yep. Well, he's got the little Orphan Annie eyes.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that because I mean, pretty much any version where there is like an all white eye of something that usually means they mean business, and it's like I first thing I think of is Batman. It's like Batman never ever pulls punches when he's going to go up against somebody that he has to take down. So same with Clawful here.
Yeah, no, I love this Clawful. He looks great. I liked him when I first saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I'm digging the extra back piece. Like Bud was saying, I really kind of wish it was like a shield. And especially when you think of like a crab too. Like they're armored from head to toe for a reason. So that we can't get all those delicious, juicy meats inside. So
hey, this is fantasy. We could change it.
That's right. That's right. But overall, I love this figure. And I appreciate the fact that Cora gets the idea here with the she took a photo of Skeletor trying to season Origins Clawful with some Old Bay. Thank you. That's right. Old Bay seasoning straight here from the Chesapeake. Appreciate that.
It's got to be hard putting those boots on with feet like that. That's like specific.
I don't think that they're boots so much as they probably like the shin guard just clamps on and he's off to face his day or whatever.
Separate pieces they could just slide over.
Or maybe he just spray paints them every day.
Yeah, that's gotta be tough being in the water.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't have any other options off the top of my head, but that, yeah.
I also like that the claws look like they actually are articulate.
Yeah, they do. They look like they do. Yeah,
definitely do.
Yep.
You can see. I'm pointing to it here, but you can't see as I'm pointing the screen. But you can see where that articulation hinges in that little claw.
Yeah,
right.
And that's fantastic. I'm so glad they incorporated that. Just the fact that they, even with this kind of armored style torso, they made sure to include, and that looks almost like a full ball joint in that.
Yeah,
it does.
But they put in the ab articulation, that mid torso crunch articulation on them.
Yeah.
So you can get to really dynamic pose with a character that shouldn't be that posable in a lot of ways.
Red Lobster went down, and I don't eat there no more.
Yeah, I can get their biscuits at the freezer section.
Every time I go in there, it smells.
It smells like fish.
It used to be a good restaurant. I used to love it, but man,
Oh,
I don't know what the hell happened to the place.
They went downhill, and I got to agree. They're not the best anymore.
It smells like sewer water every time I go in there now.
And plus, now that they sell the boxed biscuits at the store, why go there?
Well, that's the big thing. Once they started selling frozen, guess what you're eating in the store? You're eating their frozen packed stuff. Here we are, trashing Red Lobster. There goes another potential sponsor.
Ah, fuck them. Never.
No, they're not watching this. They don't care. Red Lobster should be the spokesperson for, Clawful should be the spokesperson for Red Lobster.
I like that pose though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, they can get really dynamic poses out of this guy with the articulation that he has.
He's like, you see this claw, I'm gonna ram it right up your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
I mean, really, it
Better
looks like
tear ass out of there, man.
This is borderline. Borderline super.
he's gonna clap you by the balls with the small one. Grab
I was thinking that too. What Bud was saying, it's like the superhero landing pose, but modified
yeah.
the way the Clawful wants to do it.
Yeah. Hey, he'll kick Spider-Man's ass, no problem.
I'm a
So we got
fan.
next.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan. New Eternia all the way. Like,
Yeah.
look at that back piece. That's
It
gorgeous.
it reminds me of Space Godzilla.
Yeah, with the two huge
Yeah.
crystals.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I thought the same thing when I saw it too. I was like,
You
he's gonna
did
have
not.
charge attack. I
Some
love
that'd be kinda-
Godzilla.
Yeah,
So
so
it'd be kind of cool on this underneath. I might add a little bit of like a net. So there's like a net, almost like a little cloak.
so he's gonna wear fishnet stockings? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, you know what? Why not?
I always kind of think of him like looking at all this armor and stuff, like he's collecting pieces of like other sea creatures that are dead, and he's like wearing them as like armor,
Yeah, he should have a bunch of barnacles all over his ass.
right?
That'd be cool too.
You should
if
learn
they
to
would've
wipe
gone
better.
there. Yeah.
The shield should be something different though. Like that's just Tila's shield,
It could be like a clam shell or something.
right?
Yeah, they definitely could have done something like that with it. I think that would have been really cool.
You know, more organic.
Mm-hmm.
So
Come on, people think.
Thanos Copter had jumped in earlier saying, did anybody go all in on Masterverse? And Payne's right here has said he went all in on Masterverse figures.
I went all in on Masterverse except one.
Really,
Okay.
I bought 0.
Sorry, Bobby.
That's all right. It's my choice.
Yeah.
Sadly though, I had to be very choosy, Origins wise.
Well, with everything that's coming out, you kind of have to be choosy. I mean,
I think we've been speaking that since all this stuff came out.
yeah, exactly. Like you've really
And
got.
none of us have been listening to each other. We've all just been
Hmm.
buying it all.
That's not okay. Hey, look, I chose not to do Eternia. Okay, I mean
Yeah,
it wasn't
no, I
hard
get
not
that.
to choose because that was a huge price tag. But
Yeah, it comes out this month next year.
oh man, you guys, I
12
can't wait
months
to
to
see
go.
you play with it.
Uh-huh.
Like that is going to be an amazing play set. And now you're going to have plenty of Snake Men to go with it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Who's next?
Yeah. Who's next on the list there, bud?
Yeah, Clawful's good. Oh, yeah, I like this Ram Man too. He's pretty
Yeah.
A lot of people are commenting that he's not bulky enough.
cool.
And-
I think it looks more akin to his mini comic appearance where he wasn't as bulky and he wasn't that short squat. He looked
yeah.
just like a shorter man.
Well, I mean, you got to think about Filmation. They modeled him after the toy, and the toy was smaller. So it's
Mhm.
Right.
yeah,
And I think they also looked at the toy too, where it was like that more crouched down position
yeah, where you
for
can
the
shrink him.
spring axe.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was actually meant to be tall and
Yeah.
hulking.
Right.
You know, that was the original idea.
Well, this 2000X was like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, they made him like that. He was still very much more heavy set in 2000X than they
Big
originally wanted
boned.
him to be. But God, he's a fantastic character. He's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love Ramy.
I really hope that Metal Wash is like the figures, not just coming in that like how they did with Roboto when they showed him off. Like he was very metal looking, but then when you got him in hand, it was just a silver or like a gray plastic.
Yeah. Hopefully, he looks like this. He's got the classic axe too.
Yes. Yeah, they definitely, they gave him that. I always consider this more like the lumberjack kind of style axe,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I really, really dig that look for him.
Really, he does look really good. I like this one.
The paint, the face on it looks good too. Like
Yeah,
the eye, he doesn't look soulless like the other human figures tend to look.
Yeah.
So I know a couple other channels spoke about it, and I want to bring it up.
Okay.
His legs don't have like the normal articulation that we're used to.
That's okay. But that's Ram Man.
What do you? Yeah, but what
I
do you
think he
guys?
does have the legs. I think these are just rubber tubes on top, or like rubber
And that
paint.
could be it.
That looks like it's bending like it's
Yeah,
rubber.
yeah, right. Yeah, good
Mhm.
eye,
Yeah.
bud.
Yeah. So, like, that was one of the things that I thought was very interesting about this is that they're going for something different here. But I like what Bud's saying about it just being rubber over normal articulation. Because again, that leads to new possibilities for what you could do with other figures.
Look at those snazzy boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He'll walk in. I was about to say, walk in any bar and say, "Hey, anybody want to fuck around? I'll kick the shit out of you."
yeah. I was gonna say I used to have some boots like that myself. I love them.
The one thing about the rubber though with the legs is I would actually worry how long that'll hold up over time because
Yeah.
I mean like classics had snout spout and that toy fell apart. Like the face and the trunk just disintegrated after a certain point, and it wasn't that long after you got it. So hopefully the rubber they're using is going to hold up and be durable over time.
I had that headless horseman from McFarlane with the horse and the figure, and it had the rubber leggings on it, and that just deteriorated. It just looked awful after a while.
Because
Sure,
that-
it certainly
Maybe it'll
does.
be the softer plastic similar to like
It could be.
Origins armor.
Yeah,
yeah.
Some of the softer ones.
yeah, that'd be better. Yeah, hopefully it's not rubber.
Yeah. But like my one worry is that with like Masterverse figures especially, their legs can at times be tight. So soaking this in water with those rubber leggings,
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with this
Yeah.
one.
Mhm.
like how
way.
would you go about trying to fix really tight legs? You don't want to snap it.
Just bring it in the bathtub with you for a little bit.
Or hopefully you
Heat
can at least
Hair dryer
heat
or
gun
heat gun.
the feet enough where you can pull the boots off and hopefully the pants part just slide off.
Right.
So you can go in there and heat up the legs.
Y'all heard it here. Bud wants to pull off Ram Man's pants.
He ain't called Ram Man for no reason.
Nope.
I'm digging this head too. Like the
Yeah.
secondary head
Yeah,
with
it's
the
cool.
additional straps and armor.
Yeah, it's cool. Because that's the new Eternia stuff. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I never have a problem with all the added stuff for new Eternia. Because
And I like that you can just take it off if you want that more
yeah.
vintage look.
But if you buy a new Eternia figure, you should display him as a new Eternia,
Yeah.
not as a classic. That's my opinion.
Or get
Yeah.
like, two.
Yeah, or yeah, get two of them.
I do kind of switch around from time to time, depending.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool if like we got like some kind of Masterverse, like Savage Crucible's doing it, like the slate figure where it's just kind of like, here it is, bare bones, nothing extra, or kind of like the Legion's arm deluxe builder figures, and then like you could just swap Masterverse, armors and stuff like on there. But
And he's got
One-
the head where he looks like he's going to the beach.
yeah, he's got his
Sunglasses.
the Brett the Hitman Hart head, the big glasses going on.
Yeah, I'm going to the beach.
So
That's
can
where
anyone
Bud's gonna
say
take his pants off with it, right?
the logo on his chest. Do you guys recognize it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
battle ram
Yeah.
Missile,
missile. Yep.
which is great when you think about it, because I want to launch Ram Man from the battle ram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hope it's just this picture, but I hope those wrists push in or the armor slide, the like wrist cuffs pull down a bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
It looks
but-
cartoony.
Bud and I are exactly on the same page. That was the one thing when I saw this figure that was like I couldn't unsee it once I saw it. It's you don't have wrists that tiny with hands and arms that big. It's just it looks so weird.
And looking at the other hands, they plug and they look normal. So what's
Yeah.
up with these ones?
Well,
Hopefully, it's
honestly,
like a test.
Those might. It looks like those don't have maybe the articulation. They'll just end up swiveling like how classics
Yeah.
do. But these the holding hands like he's on like you're on the figure right now. Those actually have you can move them a little bit more. And in my opinion, just my opinion, I don't think you need that for Ram Man. You just need you need to have holding hands, but you don't need them to be all over the place. Because I mean that really breaks up that feeling of the power of the character with those tiny little wrists showing.
Well, we certainly know that whenever they show these promo shots, this is not the finalized product.
No,
Right.
it's always test figures.
Yeah, remember last year when everybody was talking about the wash on the 40th anniversary He-Man, and when he came out, they definitely cleaned him up, and he was looking a lot better. Also, I don't like the elbow joints. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at my Masterverse figures here, and none of their elbow joints look like that whatsoever. So I can't see where those elbows are going to come out like that in the final figure. Also, I'm pretty sure that second set of hands down there, judging from those tiny little pegs coming out of it, are just the extra set of hands you got with the Origins figure. And they're like, throw them in there. Nobody will notice. It looks good.
Yeah, right.
So Cowboy's thinking he looks a little too tall and not wide enough. And I get that again. Like, he was certainly, he's not what most people have come to expect from the average Ram Man figure. I mean, I still think he could have been a bit bulkier, but overall, I really, really dig this design for him.
Yeah, he's cool looking. I like him.
The thing about this version that gets me is this is the first time I've seen him where he looks heroic.
Yeah.
Other versions have always made him look a little more dense or, like dwarfish or whatever. And this one, when I saw him, I'm like, he cleaned up good. Like he really looked like he could be like the centerpiece of the line almost with how heroic he looks now. And I actually like that for him because, he's really showing that he could be a point character more than a side character.
Well, he deserves it because he's been around, since the beginning almost.
Yeah. He was
second wave. Yeah.
Right.
Quick showing this off. So this is from the mini comic, and look how kind of tall and normal he is compared to He-Man.
Right.
Exactly. And again, these are all based, the new Eternia stuff gives you a little bit of like that mini comic or that inspiration, kind of behind the character, not so much the toy that we were already used to, but they give you the pieces to kind of make that toy though.
Yeah, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of my faves from this lineup. And who do we have next, bud? Oh, yeah. Now, I started some comments early on here because people were already talking about the Nightmare Fuel. That face sculpt has got to be, without a doubt, one of my favorites for this character.
I like that they're making him evil. No, go ahead, bud.
I was going to say, if you've read the first issue of the Masterverse comic book, there is an appearance of this character, and it very much makes me think of that. Because that picture was Nightmare Fuel when he was spraying all the webs out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm. Spoilers.
It's been out for a month.
I never read it. Yeah, I like that he's evil looking.
Yeah.
And also his both sets of eyes look like they are translucent red plastic.
Yep.
Right.
And not just painted.
Which is an excellent design choice.
Is this a new Eternia version or is this just web store?
New Eternia. Yeah.
Okay, what did they put on to him that's besides, well, I guess the spikes on the back, the legs?
Yeah, and
pretty much
classics.
And the changed gun. They should have gone with the green design, but
well, one of the things that I've always liked about Web Store was that, they give them the look of a, redback or red belly spider.
Mhm.
Not so much the black widow that we're used to here on the eastern side of the U.S., but more of that, redback that you get in Australia, which I
Yeah.
think is a really cool choice to go. But overall, design wise, there's not a lot. I think he was like a concept that was pretty much set in stone
Yeah.
from the start. Like, I think they kind of already knew where they were going to go. Overall, though, again, the head sculpt on this one, like those more sunken in cheek kind of look. Zoom in on that a bit if you can, bud.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a gorgeous head sculpt and
Yep.
probably my favorite
Yeah.
that I've ever seen web store yet.
Yeah, I like his teeth.
There's almost like a skull look to his face too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very sunken in looking. And actually, like you were saying about the translucent plastic, it almost looks like they put pupils, like the eye slits,
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which I really, really appreciate. I enjoy the textured look to his armor too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's very metal forged.
Right. So Pop Actor had mentioned the Blue Jeepers Creepers, and Dutch just chimed in with, agreeing with him on that. And Pop Actor mentioning he is a big horror film buff. So he notices those things. That's why Pop Actor's got to join more on the Wicked Wednesdays and tell your friends about it and bring them along.
Quick, gonna pop in the original concept art.
Yeah. That's gonna be cool.
Was this of Web Store?
Yep.
Interesting.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like I look at this design now and I correlate it so much more towards what were they? One of the characters from the Legends of Dragonor now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much made exactly this.
Yes.
And I'm glad that they went with a different style design in the end, made him look more spider-esque.
Yeah, he looks pretty classic.
I'd like to see this as like a separate figure almost.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, just some kind of like demon style figure. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. It could be its own separate thing.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really look spider-like.
No, not at all.
Right, yeah, he's something.
But I can see where they took this, especially with the face, and turned it into what we got.
But the overall design of this figure, I'm digging it. Now, a lot of people have commented about the hook not coming from his backpack anymore and doing the whole gun thing.
That's okay.
Doesn't bother me.
I'm good with it. Like, honestly, I kind of like that concept.
Well, if it's
Yeah.
new Eternia, then you can get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that takes a lot of the guesswork out of how the hell do you get that hook and that line put
Mhm.
onto the figure properly where it's not going to be tangled all over. Because Lord knows how many times I had to deal with that when I was a kid or even with classics and stuff. And I kind of like that it's okay if you don't want to have them with the gun, you don't have to worry about the winch or the hook and everything too.
Yeah. Now, it almost looks like there is a little bit of a way. Scroll back up to the backpack a little bit. Almost looks like there might be a spot where you could run that through.
Yeah,
it
does
could just
have,
be
like,
the
a little
shadow.
something.
But
Yeah.
I guess we'll see more so when the figure comes out. But again, overall, I'm loving the design of this guy.
Yep.
They didn't change up a lot from the classic look of the character that we're used to.
No, that's why I said he looks classic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One
And-
thing I noticed with the gun, he can hold it from this handle in the back. It looks like right next to the actual handle itself, there's a little blue kind
Yeah.
of side handle. I wonder if that can draw back with this little grip.
Well, you
I
can
wonder if it
definitely,
actually has a function.
It would probably pull the string pull.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, I think that's actually where the string attaches to.
Yeah. That's what I would.
Oh,
That's what I would say.
Yeah, when they showed off the picture with the extra all the pieces separate, you can see the end of that string just comes down to like a cup or something almost. So I figured it had somewhere to plug into. And I kind of agree with Cobweb here. That's probably my biggest critique is I almost wish those legs were bigger. You know, just a little bit more like maybe that new Spider-Man look.
Like,
Yeah, the Iron Spider.
Iron Spider, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Or
I kind of
if
wish
they were a little more articulated with not
Yeah.
just the joint that goes to the backpack, but like the other one at least. Like
But
a middle one.
if you think of him climbing up a wall and not looking, you know, like if he was using those legs to climb up a wall behind him while he was facing you with his gun as he was getting away, that kind of makes sense that they would be just kind of that short and not all over the place.
Or I wish you could like wrap the legs around his like torso.
You may be able to do that. Just because they
Maybe.
didn't show it off in these pictures doesn't mean it can't happen. Now, I got to say, out of all of the new Eternia looks, this guy has like the least amount of new tooling.
Right.
Mhm. He's the
Yeah,
one who
because
saved the
those
money on.
are Scareglow Revelation leg cuffs.
Right,
And then New Eternia Skeletor feet.
right. The arms are the same as well.
Belt is just basic, nothing new.
Yep. So they really stuck to the main focus being the new addition to the legs, that nice, sleek new head sculpt.
Yeah.
And again, it's a different kind of gun for it. And I'm okay with that. I think that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Thumbs up, success web store.
Like so much fun, Z. It still works though. He's like one of those characters that when you see him, he's very much a reuse of parts, but it's all in how you reuse them.
Yep.
I gotta say, I wonder if his boots are gonna be like that gold look, or they looked kind of silver in the other shots. Now it could just be a trick of the light.
Could be.
I think it's a trick of the light, probably, because everything else makes him look silver.
Yeah,
So
everything's
Because yeah,
darker.
also there's gold on
Yeah.
his chest piece that is
Yeah.
in the other photo.
Yeah.
Maybe tying
So
it together.
Honestly, I kind of dig the gold.
me too. I think it looks good on him, especially with that purple. But I'm a Ravens fan, so that goes hand in hand.
Gold and purple just look good together.
Yeah. So I dig that, you know, again, here you see with the shot of the grappling hook, it's not always spread out either.
Yeah,
So
it
those
collapses.
articulated hinges, which are
So
really
maybe
nice.
And there's a
maybe the
plug.
legs will be that way.
There's a plug at the end of the string too to plug into the gun.
But yep, another bit. And so far, the majority of these that they've shown off for Masterverse were really new Eternia stuff, which is kind of where I'm like focusing my attention on the Masterverse line, with a couple of offshoots for some really good looking other Masterverse figures that I've enjoyed. So I'm glad to see one of my favorites of the whole entire line being brought into Masterverse, new Eternia.
I never had him as a kid, never cared about him, but ever since like Origins and really like looking at it again, I'm like, he's amazing.
John, do you have
I still wish they could do the one thing that they have yet to offer and do that or the spider body connecting to his torso like in 2000X. That for me, like I would buy that even though I'd be scared to death of looking at that on my shelf, because I'm not like deathly afraid of spiders, but it would freak me out just to know that that's up on the shelf still.
I wonder if the NECA
the
gremlin spider.
Yeah.
Well,
There are people doing customs with that one right now, but I don't know. He looks like he might be too wide
Yeah.
to pull that off.
you never know, because it might take just a little bit more extra modification. But yeah, Danny from River Swift Customs, he's been showing off that he's working on doing that with Mythic Legions. And I know Brick's got something cooking up for some Origin stuff, it seems. So either way, I'm pumped for this guy.
like
Ready for the next?
Yep.
Yes.
We can skip this one. This one sucks.
The only thing I'll say is I'm so happy there's Prince Adam for me because all the photos that I do, like, and where is it?
Well,
Okay,
he's
good.
got
We're
his
done with him
glitter
now. Let's
sword.
move on.
Laughing face.
Oh yeah, he's got the laughing face, which was a nice touch.
Mm.
I mean, there's not many people get excited for a Prince Adam figure.
No,
You know,
especially the show version.
Yeah.
I get it, but
I appreciate that he's skinny. I'll give him that.
Yes.
He's small, he's skinny, he looks very boyish. So it just makes the He-Man figure look that much more impressive, which I think is something
I can definitely tell they are reusing like Andra or Tila's legs.
Yep. Yeah. And why not?
Yeah. I mean, their arms are different because they're sleeves, but probably
Sorry,
from the
Thanos.
So this apparently is the only Masterverse figure that Thanos ordered. And you know what, though? That's cool. You know?
That's like I said, everybody likes what they like.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me none.
And that glittery sword I will be swapping out on my custom.
I kind of
Transforming
figured you
He-Man.
would. Yeah.
I'll repaint the handle and the cross guard.
Yeah.
But the rest of the blade will be, glittery. Because having the full thing glittery in the picture here, it's like, I don't like that they added such thick, square-looking glitter in.
I agree. I think they
That's
could have
my
done a
issue.
little bit better on that.
I thought it looked like a concrete sword. I couldn't even tell what the hell was going on with it for like the last couple days. So now that I know that, I'm like, oh, okay. But it literally looked like he made that out of concrete and he just brought it into the battle. And somebody's like, dude, did you forget what the sorceress gave you? Seriously? You know?
So I'm digging the two-tone on the vest. I think that's good. And Cobweb mentions that he can make a custom Adora out of him now. And that's true, you can. Now, when I first saw the glitter on the sword, I thought it was blood spray.
That's what I'm saying. Like blood sneeze.
Well, because he got stabbed through the heart by Skeletor. So I thought that's what was going on.
He-Man also stabs Skeletor through, so...
So I was thinking they were giving us a blood spray sword. And then I realized looking at the pictures again a little bit later, I was like, oh, that's what that is. Okay.
She's got the measles.
That Adora comment made me think taking the vest off, getting a Tila body, and heat treating that chest to the sculpt. So it sculpts around the chest better.
Who wouldn't want to heat treat Tila's body?
I was going to say, I think this has turned into a whole different conversation here.
You treat the vest so it's more form-fitting.
The sword's got flavor crystals, Scott
It
says.
does.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
Those
I feel like
little,
I could take a bite out of it.
pop
It's
rocks.
just going to be like crunchy, you know?
Right? It's a rock candy sword.
It's the Pop Rocks power sword you've always wanted.
Nope. Can't say that
Exactly.
I
No,
wanted it. But,
I don't know. It's good that they made them, and it's good that they made.
I'm
It's good that they have them looking like the show because he looked very unique on the show. Even I like that they had him in 2000X where he was younger looking, but he was still athletic build and all that. It's like. It's like, okay, cool. We have a couple different versions of Adam now. And
they probably already have too many deluxes, but I kind of wish they would have taken the Savage He-Man approach and pack him along with a more classic Orko.
I think one of the reasons they may not have done that was just because of the fact that Savage He-Man did not sell very well for the price point.
It was a terrible figure.
Maybe they'll do Orko and then a Oracle.
Well, I mean, we've got Orko, though, and again, that's for a Revelation style Orko.
Yeah.
If we're going to see a different Orko, it's going to come with something different. Honestly, they could do Orko and why not Cowl together since they're doing Princess of Power. Do that. Yeah. Do the two little guys, put in a tiny Cringer in there, and we're good to go. I know you're watching
and Montork. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That would be good.
So let's move on. So
yes, let's
move.
There's not much more to say about this guy overall, really. I mean, again, I think it's great that people who enjoy it are going to get it. Cora, She's all about it, and
Yep.
that's what really matters. Like, there are people out there that want this figure, and,
And
they're
that's what
going
I
to have a
said.
chance.
Yep.
This I love.
That head sculpt is
Yep.
beautiful. Where was that in Wave 1?
Yeah.
Like, I almost want to or get one on sale to
How
swap
do
the
you
head and paint the hood.
how do you make
Purple.
a skull look younger?
Right?
It definitely looks more evil. I'm digging the soft goods overall for this. That kind of
That
like,
cloak.
yeah, that layered cloak. I like the fact that the Havoc staff is that clear, like resin style plastic.
That is cool.
I like the soft goods skirt with the kind of horde belt that they're going with here. Um, but I mean, other than that, though, there's not much different from him
No.
than other ones. So I think it's really cool that they're doing this version, and I really, really appreciate it.
This wave for me is very much the where the hell was this at the beginning of the line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's almost a part of me that's pissed because there's a lot of stuff in this that actually I would have been way more wowed by this than what the initial offerings in the Masterverse line were from the
Yeah.
beginning. And like there's a lot of people out there that they love to say, yeah, He-Man might be the marquee figure or the marquee character and all that, but it was always the side characters that made it more interesting, or,
Yep.
or
Yes.
the villains usually. And this wave is just like one after the other, proving why Masters works for so many people. These characters are just coming out, and it's like a celebration of the crazy. And it makes me look at like the first wave of Masterverse stuff and go like, that was garbage. Where
Yeah.
is this?
It is garbage.
Like, when I first got my Wave 1 He-Man, I loved him. But the second a new one came out, he did kind of get pushed to the side unless I was doing specific photos.
He honestly, out of all of those figures in the Wave 1, he was probably the least interesting looking figure even then. And these are just like compounding him into the ground right now for me. And they have yet in Masterverse to even make a figure with the look that I would like to see in He-Man. Like even the 40th figure, it's like it's close, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't like
not
that one.
40th
dead
one looks
on or
like he got
anything.
stung in the face by a bee.
The only good Masterverse figure that came out originally was Evil Lynn. I like that one.
Yeah, that one was good.
That one was fantastic.
I really want them to do a classic looking Evelyn.
Yeah.
They did it with the Tila. Give us Evelyn.
And she had sex hair. That also made it cool.
Yeah.
That's what my friends online call her. They don't call her Tila. It's like sex hair Tila, and you know which one that is. And then you're like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, that's the way I would have her if I had that figure. I would totally put her with the long hair on because it's cool that she has it in that figure.
Right. No, I definitely agree with you on that because we're so used to always having her hair up.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy the fact that they were like, no, we're going to do the hair down look.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes for honestly, I got that figure just because I wanted to take her head off and put it on a, Origins Tila. Because the head swaps and it still scales well, which is crazy. And that's why some of the heads look tiny on the Masterverse, bucks. So Uncosplay was asking if Stinkor was Wave 1 because that sculpt was sick. He was Wave 2.
Yeah, Wave 2.
With Revelations. So, again, saying I don't really need another Skeletor, but this one looks so good. And yeah, it does. Like, some people can get a little tired of buying Skeletor in He-Man over and over. But that version, no. I'm all good.
I want it. I definitely want a second one, hopefully on a sale. Because I'm going to swap that head. Because that Wave 1 head, I really hate it.
Agreed.
I didn't realize there was this many Masterverse figures.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did quite the announcement on
like
Masterverse.
Not until like the 4th wave where they started doing different variations. Different sub ones. 4 or 5.
So, right here, this is Revelation's Clam Champ, and I'm glad because he didn't last long in the show himself.
No.
Yeah, I mean, real
Oh,
quick.
I hated that part of the show.
I was really hoping he would finally get like his time to shine. Like,
Well, they even
Nope.
teased him in the teaser trailer, you know, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, cool! He's going to
Yeah,
be
they're
in
like,
it, and
it's
it's going
the
to be neat."
first
And he was
time
like
on
in
the
it real
show.
quick. Yeah, it was really quick. It was like, "Well, that sucks."
Yeah.
I wanted to actually.
Or at least like they would come back with Orko at the end. Like He-Man would have been like, "Oh, there's Fisto and Clamchamp. Let's grab them."
Yeah.
Like they didn't show up with the army, so like, are they the only two people in Subterranean just looking around like that gif of John Travolta from
walking around there, like,
yeah, he's like
where
walking
is
around the corner.
everybody?
Where's everyone? Or
So,
did
how do we feel
Skeletor
overall
crush
about?
their souls to like nothing? So many questions. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. We'll have another episode to discuss Revelations
Oh.
further. I think.
Yeah.
got
While I'm not there.
Then I get to be the bad guy, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot to say about the Champ of Clamps.
There really isn't. I dig that they're giving him a Revelations look, but they didn't do a whole lot to like be like, oh wow, it's Clam Champ.
Right.
You know, it's just
It
kind
does
of like,
look like his arm goes into the clamp.
oh
rather
yeah,
than
no,
holding it like a trigger.
definitely, which I appreciate that.
Kind of sad he doesn't have his other smaller clamp. The
one from
accessory.
Classics.
Yeah.
Yeah. That clamp, the pincers on that just drive me crazy. I like the original pincers from when we were kids.
It's a good one.
Those it looks like a beetle on his arm. Like
Yeah.
a mechanical
Yeah.
beetle now. And it's like if they wanted to do that originally, that might have been an interesting way to make them, but it's like that's one of those few where I'm like, don't go back and retrofit something, because that doesn't look like, if you held somebody in that, it looks like they could break out of it. The original one, if you got grabbed by that thing, you're done.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's just
Like,
my personal opinion, but yeah.
I do
Yeah,
like that they did make the chest a little bit different than Fisto's
Yeah.
design wise. Like it wasn't just
Yes.
simply a repaint.
Mhm.
And the face actually doesn't look bad.
No, I actually really appreciate the face sculpt on this figure. I think it's one of the best looking ones we've actually had out of Masterverse altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's not really too much with him. You know,
No,
he's got
not really.
his
It's
big
just Clam
clamp,
Champ.
and
Yeah.
which is a shame. I wish there was more depth to him, but again, they didn't give him a lot of screen time.
It's the issue I have with the male Masterverse or just human faces, mostly the males. There's no expression. They're just looking.
Or they have a very awkward expression,
Yeah.
like
He looks
super
like he's got-
smiley.
That's
Yeah.
more maybe just age lines, but like at least he's has
Well,
somewhat of a little
constipated.
look. Yeah.
The thing is, like the vintage version and classics both made him have a little more of like a sage older warrior kind of vibe about him, and this version just makes him look kind of like if it was a movie, the original versions would be like a Denzel Washington or someone along those lines, where they have that like distinctive look about them and that stature. This almost makes it look like they just hired somebody off Fast and the Furious to play him, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of way it just doesn't resonate to me in the same way that having that more aged, wiser face in both of the other two lines worked for me.
Yeah, I'll stick with my vintage figure.
Yeah. I'll be picking them up just because they deserve to live.
This makes me wonder, though, are they going to say that they did survive when we get to Revolution? Because it's weird. Like that whole thing about, George Lucas years ago was saying nobody wants to buy a Han Solo figure if they kill him off in the movies. And it's like, you sure about that? And this almost makes me wonder if this is Mattel's way of going, guess what? He's still alive.
Like I was sure when they killed him off that fast that he wasn't going to get a figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's such a big gap between when we got Fisto in Wave 3.
Well, I mean,
Like,
there's still a
Wave 3?
lot of people in the show that they haven't put in the figure form yet. So I mean, they've still got a couple of waves to do of Revelation, or
Yeah.
at least they could do of Revelation
And
before moving on to Revolution.
Revolution looks like, and this is just my theory, like, I think something's going to happen to King Rand, Rand, Randor, because that photo with the, crown and shit. So I definitely would think they'll do him, and if they do him, please do a Queen Marlena figure.
Well, only time will tell, but they weren't part of this round of announcements.
No.
So we shall see. What do we have up next?
The best He-Man face
I was
in
going to say that. Yeah.
the entire line.
But he looks
And
like
it's
he's
on
wearing
figure.
a wig.
I'm hoping that's just because it's kind of like offset.
Yeah.
It just looks odd to me. It's like he's got a
It
hair
is
piece
the
on.
Prince Adam Bob, though. It is the
Yeah.
or Karen hair.
Yep. Yeah. So one of the details, again, that I like about this one over some of the others is the weapons. Like he's always had his own version of the power sword, and then he's always come with like his own axe. And they were just like, yeah, so we're going to make it look like these are cheap knockoffs that somebody created just for looks. Like,
Yeah.
this is not going to measure up to the actual power sword. This is not going to measure up to He-Man's might with the axe. And they've made it look like it. They've made this look like a cheap knockoff of He-Man.
Well, what they did when I saw it, the first thing that came to my head seeing that sword is it's like this is the new version of the 2000X Techno sword. And I dug that on a lot of levels when you see all the detail on that sword. For me, I've never been that impressed by the detail until this wave on anything Masterverse. And now I'm like, holy crap, the sword and the axe actually have that like patchwork vibe about it. And it really does work for Faker.
I also love that they added that little extra piece on the guard going down to the like grip.
The old
like
school.
Vintage, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very well, almost more like the handle itself looks more like the Filmation style with that smooth grip, without the, because they made the newer Power Sword sculpts have that design, that more classic design with the guard moving up, but they had that wrapped grip where this has that smooth grip, and then they add the finger guard going down the back end of it there. So that it's just like full on, okay, so we're paying homage to vintage completely with this sculpt of the Power Sword.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that we are getting a purple version or a pink version of his armor.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really nice.
It also looks a little more makeshift, like it was pieced together from like other broken chess pieces.
Yeah.
Used.
Yeah, this
or
was
like
one that,
used.
Skeletor just threw this on him, after he got, it's his leftovers. I hadn't quite gone back to the tailor yet.
Especially on this one, you can see it's like it kind of zigs and zags a bit as it's like going down.
Yeah. That hair just bugs the shit out of me, though.
But
It
that
just looks like
face,
a bad wig.
Well, Graf says Herman Munster with a wig.
Yeah, this is the closest to a good He-Man sculpt for the face that I've seen in this line so far. But I do agree with Bobby. Like it almost feels like they needed to turn it just like a tiny bit more to the right, and then it looked the way it needs to look. But I'll give them credit. This actually does look way more the way that I want He-Man to be versus that initial figure.
Yeah.
I love that axe is like patchworked on.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's like all this stuff was just simply thrown together to give to him real quick so he could emulate He-Man.
Mm-hmm. I do like that power sword. The more I look at that, the more I'm like, man, that's so cool that they did that.
I gotta agree. And I really, everybody's talking about appreciating the fact that they gave it the knuckle guard, the finger
Mhm.
guard. It looks great. I think that's a welcome addition to this, like truly
I
welcome.
also like the silver like wash on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of worn. I would definitely go back in and there's like a paint wash that makes it look kind of like rust.
Yeah. And Skelly joining in, giving us his chime in, saying he loves the vacant eyes, and agree. You know, like that. I think it's a great detail that they're using.
And it looks like the chest is actually indented. And
Right.
then I would have added like how they have the little metal bits on the blade here where it's like patchworked in. I would have done that around this chest a bit. Just so it looks like it's like welded in.
Looking like fake Conan. And Faker is possessed. That's right, man. But again, this one's just a knockout of the park for me. I think it's great. Again, I really appreciate that we're getting the variant color to his armor. That's an homage back to the cross cell from the original toy.
And the shoulders are a reuse from Revelation Triclops for his
Nice.
motherboard look.
Well, that is awesome, and I'm really glad that they are definitely reusing other parts with this to make them look more robotic.
Which honestly, like the whole motherboard thing should be armies of fakers.
Well, I mean, we've seen it in the mini comics, so detailing on the boots looks good too. I like the fact that they painted the straps.
Yes,
I
yeah.
always appreciate that when they do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I always have to go in and paint straps on like boots. So I'm glad I don't have to.
All right, bud. What do we have up next?
Yep.
Man, I keep forgetting there's so many more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's
You
quite a bit.
were just in like a Masterverse. There's still Origins.
Yeah, this is pretty much what I think the last reveal for Masterverse.
Oh, there's another awful one coming up.
There's two more.
Two more.
Okay.
Yeah, we can skip the merman. That one sucks.
Yeah, this is the
This
one
one's
that
pretty
I
cool.
loved.
I love it.
Yeah, Buzz Off is cool. Yeah.
New Eternia head sculpt, fantastic. Like it's beautiful.
Those
I
wings,
like-
Separated wings, I love them.
yeah,
Mhm.
they're awesome.
I'm hoping we see more of that for sure. Zoom in a bit on his claws, or do we have a better shot of his claws? Because again, Clawful seemed articulated, and I'm hoping they kept
They're
that.
probably the same. Yeah, they
Mhm.
look like clawfuls.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Yeah,
definitely
it
are
looks
the
like
same.
them.
And I
Yeah.
can see what looks like a hinge in there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, legs, just clawfuls, which is great. They don't need to be anything else.
Same feet. Yep.
Same feet going down, which is perfect because that's a lot of what he is reuse from Clawful and
Yeah, the two
Whiplash.
vintage figures. Yep.
So the chest is different from Whiplash's, which again is nice because he's still getting some original tooling.
Mhm.
That belt piece there looks familiar. Is that the same one from
No.
Battle Armor He-Man, or is it different?
Different. This belt, along with I think Sunman's belt, this belt will not come off. It is actually goes all the way into where it connects together.
I always like Buzz Off. I always like the colors of him. I know a lot of people think he's kind of cheesy, but I always
I
like the
love him.
character. Yeah.
And
he's
one thing I
awesome.
might do with this one, with all the circuits in his wings, might dry brush some of that blue on his eyes
Mhm.
into like just light brush it into the circuits.
Well, then you're gonna turn him into a butterfly.
Yeah, this one for me is like I love the way the 2000X did that one, and this is like the closest I've ever seen to them pulling it off again. And
Yeah.
like for me, this was the home run of the entire wave. Like I haven't been buying it, but this figure and Clawful might actually make me grab them because I just really like these, and I love that helmet too.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
was about
that.
to say it's
Look
awesome.
at that blue dry brushing on his eyes. I love that.
It's the first time the helmet looks right on him, which
Yeah.
is funny to me because I've always hated that helmet because it never stayed on.
Well, it's also
The,
because,
the antennas I might do brown. Sorry.
well, I was just going to say, like, the original Buzz Off, I liked everything about the figure except the head sculpt. He seemed really smiley and really cheesy. Like, you're supposed to be a bee warrior. Why are you looking all friendly? Get out of here. But this version looks great. And again, people are making comments about the fact that they're going all in on this jeweled chest piece thing. But again, it makes sense if you
I
go
love
back
it.
into the lore and the concepts for some of these pictures or for a lot of these figures. And I think it's, again, a really, really solid overall
I-
choice.
Doubt it's the same like at all, but like before the show, I was actually just watching one of the 2000X episodes that deals with Buzz Off, and it was like Buzz Off's Pride.
Mm-hmm.
And there was that village that was being attacked, and they had this gem that would help the land grow fertile fruit year round. I doubt that's the same thing, but that just made me like think of that with the blue gem on his chest.
Nice.
But again, another solid figure, perfect in the Masterverse line. Like, the waves of Masterverse have just gotten better and better as time's gone
Yeah.
on. And
I think this one is probably the best wave so far.
Yeah.
oh yeah, totally. You know, because again, all they had to do really was they could have just re-released Skeletor from Wave 1 with like black instead of purple and then did some red highlights. No, they went and they sculpted new parts to it.
Well, people were complaining about that first Skeletor too. He was stupid looking.
He certainly wasn't what I'd hoped for.
No.
So,
Yeah.
But-
Next, kind of get this a little bit speed long because there's still quite a few.
Oh yeah, Grizzler. Man, I keep forgetting about him.
I
Well-
actually love this look.
Yeah, it's more like the Filmation version.
Yes, the head
Yep.
being sculpted.
Yep.
With the issues I had with mine, where literally his like whole sideburn came off. I had to glue it back on.
Wow.
So I'm glad like this. And I was joking around in the Discord and one of the chats. I'm gonna get him a pair of 80 sunglasses and a freaking basketball school jacket. I'm gonna turn him into Teen
Teen
Wolf.
Wolf.
You
Oh
know?
god.
He's
that's
got
funny.
the look. Like it's the same face.
I'm
And
digging.
I love that freaking crossbow with the like
Yeah.
one eye. Sorry. Awesome.
No, I was just gonna say overall, this guy really, like, when I first saw him, I was kind of like, eh. But then as I actually saw the more detailed pictures later, I was like, okay, no, I'm kind of in on this. I think this looks a lot better than I originally gave it credit for.
I do kind of wish he maybe was a. I mean, I'm obviously glad that he's not a deluxe because of the price, but I wish he would have been a deluxe so he would be bigger. Because I have a feeling he's going to be probably strato sized. And I don't know. I see this character being like Beast Man like size.
Yeah. I like that they're keeping the pop figures more Filmation-esque.
Yes.
So I like that they're giving him an axe again, kind of like we got with the
Mhm.
Origins figure.
Which
There's
always feels
some-
odd to me.
I'm going to paint
Right.
that red though.
The crossbow's great, and I'm glad they kind of kept that design and look that we had
Yeah.
from Hordak's crossbow. Like, I dig that. Now, one of the things that I actually kind of don't like about this was that he's basically wearing a fur jacket.
I was about
Like-
to say, Pete is going to come after his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the fur jacket, although I do like the fact that that cross section armor comes off of it. I'm glad they
Mhm.
didn't just attach the fur to the armor, kind of a la Beastman. And
But the fur will be the same as Beastman's. It's going to be very soft, and it's not going to pull off as like easy either.
It's like he's wearing that toilet rug.
And one thing, like, they gave this character a poncho, but Roboto from the show didn't get one. Come on, guys.
yeah, whereas he actually had one.
Right.
So He-Man, Ogrande jumping in saying brutal. And yeah, he definitely looks savage. He definitely is every bit as amazing as he was in Masters of the Universe 1987.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what people say, it was not Beastman. It was definitely Grizzlor.
Yep.
Yeah. And you could customize this figure to be the movie version.
It would not take a lot. It
No.
really wouldn't.
Last one and Bobby's favorite.
I like Merman. This is an awful figure. Just stupid.
To me, all they did was they just made
Put
sure
armor on him.
his
Yeah.
other eye was open and put armor on him. I feel like
And
it's
they
a
gave
waste.
him his sword.
Yeah.
And they didn't give him his freaking trident. Again. Where's his trident?
Well, that's the spectacular Masterverse.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the extra armor. I think that's great.
Yeah. I'm definitely glad I didn't get the Wave 2 version. I never bought it. I almost did.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely be getting this one over the other one.
I'll wait until they do a new Eternia.
Yeah, like I cannot wait for that one.
That's what I thought they were going to do with this one, but they did this one. It's garbage.
I really feel
I don't even like the color. I mean, he just looks blah. It's awful.
The color does look a little off. I don't know if it's the photo.
It's just flat. It's just real flat.
Yeah. He should be kind of like, scaly or like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like
Yeah, Thanos Copter says it perfectly right here. The first Merman should have come just like this with an extra head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Just
Absolutely.
packing, it would have been 3
Make it a deluxe.
extra items.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think the hands don't have the gloves. And I think the ankle guards are different.
Yeah, probably.
But
it doesn't sell it though.
So I just found out this cool thing I can do by highlighting the chat and hitting translate, and it will appear as translated.
Oh, there you go.
I was not aware it would do that. So that is really cool. And now we have ways to communicate. This is perfect. And if anybody was wondering what was going on, Pop Actor's grandma was the original Grizzlor, and she wore a fur coat like that.
nice.
So that's it with Masterverse then?
Yes, this is actually the end of. Wait, no, that's not the end of. Oh yeah, it is because I showed off.
Yeah.
No. Hold on a second.
So Cora was mentioning the fact that she bought the first Masterverse Merman on sale and really like him, and skipping this one. I agree. Like, again, Thanos Copter summed it up perfectly. First Merman should have just been a deluxe. Pack in the armor, pack in an extra head, pack in the sword, and it all would have been good. I mean, I like the weapons that Masterverse version of Merman did come with. I think that's great, but I really feel that this is a whole unnecessary skew to have in the line because they had an opportunity to add in these pieces before. But Mattel, they're just going to try to make an extra 20 here. So.
Yeah. So there are actually 2 more, but these are not Revelation. I almost forgot about these.
What's that? Oh yeah, the better ones.
The New Adventures.
This is amazing.
Absolutely. So
Slush head.
I think what we could do is talk about the rest of Masterverse, and then we may call it another episode to talk more about the origins. Because
Yeah, we don't want to skip through those.
Yeah, because there's a lot.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I really appreciate about Slushhead is that, again, a lot of us have expressed our love for this character,
Yep.
and he's going to be a deluxe.
Hmm.
So that is a great surprise. Oh,
Another thing that's kind of funny is the other week we were talking in like Legion's class, there was that slog figure. I'm like, this kind of looks like, Slushhead. All of a sudden, 2 weeks later, here's Slushhead.
no. I love the fact that, again, we've got pretty much 100% new tooling for this character all the way.
Yeah.
The arms are not reused by any matter. The hands are not reused by anybody. Like, everything that went into this figure, except for maybe his feet, is new tooling.
Yeah.
The feet are definitely Skeletors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, again, that's fine. They can, they got to get some money back on this figure. But
And if they can reuse the hands if they ever do a Frogmonger Masterverse.
Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Yeah, I love Slush Head. I have the vintage figure, and he's just great. He's a great character.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I love that he's got this mean, grimacing face.
And he actually comes with 3 heads.
3 heads.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
I like that.
I love that.
It makes me think of like Dr. Octopus or Krang.
Well,
I was
there's
thinking Krang.
There was
Hellboy,
the
Hellboy character like that too. The Von German guy walks around with just his head in a case like that.
Mars Attacks film when they
Yeah.
took off that like woman's head and put it on the little spider bot thing.
Yep.
Or
Simpsons.
Toy Story.
Mhm.
Sid's little baby doll with the like spider legs.
Very Simpsons Walt Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like you're able to pull off the dome. So I wonder if it pops on enough where you could like fill it up with like water and not have it leak.
Yeah, it's true that this one doesn't have water in it.
Well, only one way to find out. Hold the dome upside down, fill it up with water, and then plug your figure into the dome. Don't hold the dome upside. You'll just spill water all over the place.
Right.
I know if I didn't actually make sure that I stated that, somebody out there was going to try that.
Also, coffee is hot. That's kind of one of those warnings. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, my vintage still has the water in it.
Right. I love the fact that you could plug like the extra dome piece into the back.
Mm-hmm.
So-
It's weird. I don't get why they added that.
Yeah, I don't ever remember him having like a little brain
No.
type thing in anything else.
No.
But hey, whatever. I'll make a little brain walker thing, kind of
Yeah.
like that spider thing in Return of the Jedi.
The Bolmar monk.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember the name of that one. That was an awesome mail away figure from.
Yeah, that's why I remember
Power
the
Force
name.
2 line.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah,
That
I
was
did the
cool.
mail away for that one too because it was a
Yeah.
must have. It wasn't
Yes,
in the
it was.
original line.
Right. Yeah, it was neat. Yeah, I do like this figure. Slush
Yeah.
Head's cool. It makes you. I don't know. I might have to get the New Adventures mutants if they keep coming out with them.
Go for it for sure. I mean, I've still got my New Adventures He-Man sitting right here.
Yeah.
And again, aside from like some minor things with his face
Face.
sculpt, overall, I like it. I think it's a good figure, and they are not disappointing on the rest of New Adventures.
Right.
Honestly, again, some of these New Adventures are some of the better looking figures from what they're putting out right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what else. See, that's the problem I get is like I want to start like a line, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden it's like, screw it, we cancel it, and then you're missing like two. Like they didn't make Butthead, and they didn't make Lizor or something. That would make me mad
Okay.
if I collected all the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get that too, Bobby. I feel that, you feel like you miss out and like
Yeah.
it's never going to get finished now.
Yeah, because I have all the vintage mutants, so I'm okay if I don't get these, but I like to see what they look like, especially
Yeah.
Quake. Quake would look. I want to see what they do with Quake.
I want to see karate. Like,
Yeah, he's crazy. Or yeah, I forgot the other guy's
Oh.
name.
I was like
Hang on a second.
Optic.
Optic was hands down one of my favorite. But I am not sure what happened there.
Oh.
Yeah, I just realized.
I was like talking, like Bobby kept talking over. I'm like, okay, I'll wait. Okay, I got this. And then like someone else kept talking. I'm like, I looked down. I'm like, oh, I'm backstage.
I don't know how that happened, but
That's all right.
yeah, I'm glad you sent it through the private chat and I could see it right there.
The only comment I was going to add is this picture here makes me think this is like the Masters of the Universe Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Like bounty hunter, and then the little head, which is like Grogu.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, I'm down with that. He's going to carry around his brain in the little jar next to him. Maybe that's why he's kind of dumb.
No, I like Slushhead. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a character that you like.
I didn't expect this one would be the next one to come out. I thought maybe they would definitely do like Flog and maybe one of the other heroes, or
the heroes suck.
they kind of do. Honestly, like I'll get like the main two guys.
Yeah.
I can't even think of their names. I know one's like Torpedo or
Hydran.
Hydran and the other guy.
Flip Shot.
There we go.
Yep.
And then maybe the girl, the really long brown braid.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't remember her name. Yeah.
The rest of them, I'll just be like, yeah, whatever.
Well,
But
Tuscador would be better.
Tuscador.
Tuscador and Sagitar would be better.
Yeah.
But the villains, it'll be every single one.
Yeah, the villains are good.
So, giving a quick shout out here to Figuratively Speaking, joining us now.
Hey, John.
Saying hello to, of course, myself, Skele Vader, and Vintage Motu. And just a big shout out to his channel. He's been pumping out a lot of really, really awesome videos, doing some cool reviews lately. Make sure you check him out and give him a like and a subscribe.
Yeah. He goes live on Fridays, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I think so.
Yep. And he's been pumping out videos throughout the rest of the week as well. So good to have you here, John. Thank you for joining us this evening. So, yeah, I was mentioning earlier about Simpsons. Definitely reminds you of the aliens.
Yeah.
With their tentacles. I thought only boys had tentacles. All right. Are we ready to move to the next?
Yeah, this one's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I love this one. This one's great.
My only minor gripe is the ring cape.
Yeah. I'll give you that. It looks... What's that, Bobby?
I said you have to shit on something, right?
Right.
A little bit.
I just wish it plugged in on the under the armor where it kind of plugs into his collarbone. Like if it looped in under it.
With as much detail as they put into this one and making it, as Skelly's saying right here, this one is near perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Really, in just about every freaking way. This is one of the best sculpted Skeletor toys I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I like that. Going with so much paint on him. All those little sculpted in circuits and stuff.
Right. But they cheaped out on the freaking cape of all things.
That's how Masterverse has been.
Yeah, I think they literally just grabbed She-Ra's cape, put a red ring instead of a gold ring, and put it on him.
Just
because that cape should be like full length.
Yeah,
and actually, I think it should be almost like pinkish, shouldn't it be?
Well, his color scheme with this version was a little bit more like that magenta style than just the pure red. You know, this looks more like a fire truck red almost.
But
which-
like that alone, though, I love this figure.
Yeah, that's great.
And
I'm loving the
to
two-tone on the Havoc staff too.
Yeah, that's good.
They need
Yeah.
to release the Power Sword and staff toys, because those were my favorite things as a kid. That New Adventures electronic Skeletor staff.
You should go pick up the CGI version Power Sword
They got the
because,
Power Sword, but they don't got the staff.
well, that's an homage to that
Yeah.
New Adventures. You know, that's why they made the blade yellow and the handle gold for the new one. And I think it's a decent, pretty decent homage to that. So let's go look through some more of those amazing details we talked about. Do you have the other pictures of the details for this guy? Because they went real hard on the sculpting here.
Hey,
This pose is weird.
The majorette.
Sorry.
that's because it looks like that on the card art or something. It looks
Yeah.
like that. So they mimic that.
This is Disco Skelly without the paint apps.
It's like he's running for the Olympics.
I've got
Yeah.
the torch, bitches.
Look at all that sculpted work on the leg and the boots.
He's got the Marilyn Monroe fly up skirt thing going on.
Butt cheek Skeletor. He finally happened.
The more I see the cape and like it's just that little tie part up at the top, not even like anything creative. It really bugs me knowing how much other detail that this has.
But he is good though.
Oh my god, he is fantastic. I just rock him without the cape. He don't need it.
I might just have to pick him up.
Yeah, he's definite one. Definitely
For sure.
Does his helmet come off?
Yep.
Yes,
Keep
Okay.
scrolling.
Yeah.
Zoom in on that. Look at the detail again.
Ah, it's Cabbage Head. He needs a cigar. Hey guys, you want that?
I was thinking he was a little Jared Leto Jokerish with the hairline kind of thing, but look at the fact that they even have like piping and tubing coming out because he's all cybernetic now.
Now,
I thought those were corn rolls.
That diamond shape
In the cartoon?
Oh, that's a good point.
No, yeah, I think it was more triangle. It was more triangle.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that detail. So that's really interesting too. They didn't give him the typical Skeletor nose. They actually went.
Yeah, like as I looked at before, that's the only thing that popped.
Well, I'm glad they gave him the black eyes with the red dots compared to the white eyes with the black dots, because that would be awful.
Oh,
I hated that in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Looked like Mask from Jim Carrey.
Right.
I am so glad too. Yeah, because Skeletor with eyeballs always kind of creep me out. He just looks so much more sinister.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's why I was telling Shawn to get that tattoo, just like that.
There we go. And again, these details may not be painted on the back, but that's great, and it carries on his arms.
Look at that ass. No,
look at that ass. That's an AYUS ass.
That's Eternia's ass.
Look at that dark hemisphere.
Or maybe I should have said Nordors.
Yeah, this one's more Nordors.
Yeah, because the vintage figures like that too, with the spine like that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always loved.
It's almost a shame that the cape hides too.
All the more reason not to put the cape on him. Just saying.
It's like the Phantom of the Opera. You take off the mask and
right.
You hide the details first.
And Pop Actor was mentioning the fact that his new hairpiece. Fortunately, this is not the hairpiece that a later version of the Skeletor might have.
Oh, you saw it in the cartoon too. It's just weird.
Pop Actor trying to get me in trouble for talking about Skeletor booty.
That Discs of Doom Skeletor. Yeah. I love that figure so much.
Yeah, I don't own that one.
Kind of like samurai-ish metal helmet.
Yeah, it was a really neat one.
Techno samurai.
Graf says, "I think we're loving this figure too much."
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
It's a good one. I like it.
Yeah. I love it.
I'll give you my opinion, and I'll be honest about it.
I
I
was
hope-
more worried about the butt shot that we were loving too much.
Oh,
That's understandable. We did.
it's not
I
often
hope-
you can look at Skeletor and say, "Hey, he's got a nice ass," right?
He did put the peach emoji on the back, so that's what made me think
At
he's
least
probably.
he doesn't have a bony ass.
Yeah, right.
He's got that copper bottom.
But I do hope with these portholes, like I hope this like plugs in to where you can pull it out again, because I mentioned that like cloak thing, but I kind of want to see what other like maybe there's like hidden sculpting on the chest.
Does that come off?
I don't know, like actually that's what I was asking,
It
because
almost looks like a
it
separate
plugs in,
piece.
Mm-hmm.
looks like it plugs in because you can still articulate the torso
Oh,
and stuff.
yeah.
So I wonder how far it sticks out. Trying to
Makes
look
me
at the other
wonder
pictures
what other
of the side
sculpting
view.
is under that.
Yeah. I can't really see from any of the photos.
Hillian Dread. I don't know if we're that popular, but you know what? Go for it. If somebody wants to
Do it.
make this version of Skeletor twerk, I will so share that all over my social medias.
Skeletor's going to be working at Bobby's Barn.
My milkshake brings all the henchmen to the town. I could teach you, but I'd have to try.
I could teach you, but I'd have to enslave you.
I could teach you. I want a power sword and a battle cat for my birthday.
This is all Snake Mountain After Dark shit.
Right.
We've gotten to that point now. We're over the 2-hour mark, so
Yeah.
might as well. Thanos Copter mentioning to Graf that he wants the Origins one too, because this one wouldn't fit in his Nordor. And I gotta say, if you guys have not seen that, Thanos Copter has posted several pictures of the Nordor playset on his IG, and
Yeah.
I highly recommend going check it out because it's such a rare playset to have, especially in as good a condition too.
Good.
Yeah, I
Jump
got the
over to this
vintage
one to do,
figure.
like, the overview.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that is all of the Masterverse that got announced, and I gotta tell you, I'm really blown away with the majority of these figures.
Mhm.
Like the only two that are severely underwhelming, and I don't even think I should really say no. I will say severely underwhelming. Highly underwhelmed by Merman because again, it's an alternate head and
It
a
stinks.
piece of armor and a sword. That's it.
It's an awful figure.
And Clamp Champ, I feel like there could have been something more they could have done with Clamp Champ.
I don't know about that. It's just Clamp Champ.
It is,
but it's also based off Masterverse, so really Masterverse doesn't have a lot to it anyway.
That's true. It's true.
And I'm not digging the Prince Adam, and I'm not digging the Skeletor Horde figure at all.
And I can understand that. That's valid.
All the other ones are pretty cool.
Yeah, all the new Eternals.
Besides Faker's haircut, all the other ones are pretty good. For Masterverse, they really did a real good job on these compared to recent ones.
Right.
It's getting more exciting for people who
Yeah.
collect Masterverse. I think I don't collect it, but whoever is getting these,
Comparing
yeah,
from what was announced Origin, I
exactly,
definitely leaning my purchases to more Masterverse.
yeah.
I mean, they had some great stuff here. I mean, there's a lot, but
Yeah.
Part of their announcements for the drop that definitely made it seem like it was a lot, and only going to talk about this briefly because there's so much more to talk about when it comes to the Origins drop, was that they showed off a wave that some people already have in hand.
Yeah.
Like it was new. And that kind of bugged me a little bit because they're like, oh yeah, we got these coming. I'm like, no shit, we already know.
So that's the King Randor, the Snake Tila, the Slamurai, and what was the other one? The fourth one?
The
Horde. Yeah.
So it was like, okay, you're showing off these 4 figures like it's brand new news, but people have got them in hand. I've watched a dozen reviews of these guys already.
Yeah.
So, like, you take those 4 off the slate, and there really wasn't too much new. I mean, there's still a lot of new news. We all knew, of course, that Snake Mountain was coming out.
Yeah.
Jay from Geek Dad Life pretty much confirmed a vast majority of this stuff. When he got to be able to see and talk about everything at that German toy show that he went to. It was really cool that he was actually allowed to talk about that because not a lot of people were. But he had expressed permission. So we knew a lot of this was coming, but it was nice to finally see a lot of this.
Yeah. That Man at Arms is just awful.
Well, we'll let you dive into that. I guess next week will be a part 2 of this.
Yeah.
The only tiny tidbit I'll say is I'm finally happy they put the Lords of Power armor in for him.
But it's silver.
Yeah, I'll have to repaint it, of course, but
Gotta do a bit of a dye job.
not everyone can or will paint their figures, but for me, it's just like an easy paint swap.
All right, guys. So
Skele just said Origins next week.
I agree. There's plenty more to dive into.
There's a lot more figures because we only went through these. There's
Yeah.
We got a lot there. So plus Skele can give us his quick Cliff Notes version of how much he appreciated, because he chimed in a bit on some of these Masterverse, but he can give us his quick rundown and overview next week when he's back on with us, which will be great because we've certainly missed you tonight, sir.
Yep.
But thank you so much for joining along with us in the chat. That's been awesome to still have you here.
Yeah, we'll let you out of the closet.
We'll open it up.
I'll be shoved into the closet and we can like swap.
You only get your phone.
And Cobweb's finally back now that we're going to be signing off here in a few minutes. So overall, though, guys, who's excited for, what we've got coming on,
Well, I mean, I'm excited for people who are fans of the Masterverse figures because, like I said, they're a lot better now going forward, especially with the new Eternia stuff that they're doing. Everybody's always been excited about that, and they're showing up strong, I think. Especially that Clawful, that and Buzz Off is really, really cool.
I agree. They're probably Buzz Off's definitely one of my top faves. With the Masterverse coming out, because they really did a great job of making him look really cool.
That helmet's just awesome.
Yeah.
Put on him. And, now that I looked at more of that concept art of Whiplash, I understand what they're doing with his face a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't. I'm not as I wouldn't say upset, but I mean I appreciate it a little bit better.
Oh man! Now, just as we're getting off to Cobweb has come back, and of course, Ray Black has finally joined us. Sorry, Ray, we're going to be signing off here in a little bit.
And you can't.
That's what you get for being late.
You can't get Clawful and not get Whiplash.
Right.
They're like a duo.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the best parts of 2000X was them teaming up together most of the time, or being lumped together under the supervision of somebody like Beastman or Triclops.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's great that they're both coming out at the same time. Those two side by side definitely need to happen. And again, one of my other favorites is actually probably one of the least with the new tooling is, again, Web Store.
Oh, yeah.
Such minimal work to put out that figure, and yet he just looks so much better.
Something about that dark blue and the red in his eyes.
Yeah, it's good.
A little hint of gold.
That's why Web Store's always been cool.
Yeah. I'm so excited about him.
He is nightmare fuel. I mean, I agree with that. You saw that face coming at you, Jesus. But yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a top 3 in that wave, Buzz Off, Clawful, and Ram Man, even though I don't like those wrists. The
Yeah.
overall figure
Yeah,
is still
I hope
freaking
that's just
awesome.
the
Yeah,
picture.
grab it too. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, all that new Eternia ones are just really
Mhm.
good. Yeah, I
We're
like
getting
them
so
all.
much more. Even the first He-Man, like even though the face was kind of weird, it was better than any other He-Man Masterverse face they've done prior.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think that's probably what I'm most shocked about is Faker, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, simple kind of paint swap and a few different things with that. And he really, it's like he pops out, he stands out, which is really cool because honestly, I was not digging the first one too much. I wanted that blue, but I get it. Again, they were looking for that robot version that we saw in Revelations. So I understand.
Sucks. Sorry, I don't like it. I like this new one. I mean, the new one's good. I just don't like that hair.
I think in the show when he
I hope she
became-
freaking won something. Spending your time playing bingo. Jesus.
That's awesome. I do kind of wish for Faker in the show when he became damaged that his skin, the rest of his skin shifted to blue when he was like battle damaged.
Yeah.
So it was metal underneath, but the skin like shimmered blue.
So with that new Faker head, the thing that makes me curious is, are we going to see a new He-Man on the horizon?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're right though. It does look better than any of the other Masterverse crap that came out.
Absolutely. I mean, that first one, he looked goofy.
It's ugly.
He looked like, okay, now we got Owen Wilson as He-Man. Can we actually get He-Man next time? You know, or whatever. And this new face is like, it's the perfect combo of like Alcala meets
They needed it
Filmation.
to a like sorry package. Here's a box.
That's
of
what I was about to say. They need to apologize to
absolutely
everybody.
agree with that.
They
do
got a
the,
lot more apologizing to do than
do
just
the,
that
like,
face sculpt.
Mondo approach and send us all like a couple heads.
I agree. I agree with what Oz was saying, but at
Give us
the
head.
same time, for those of us who really love He-Man, we really want to see a good He-Man face, and
It'd be
they've
nice.
never been able to crack that code in this line
'Cause
so
I,
far until Faker.
I grabbed some of those Ramen Toy Masterverse He-Man heads,
Yeah.
and I know I'm gonna be swapping those out.
Yeah, he's done a lot of really good work with those. And again, Eldor even,
Yeah.
he did a really awesome job with making his own personal face sculpt for that Masterverse He-Man. So,
And there's also a guy, Hordak MX, I think.
yes.
That guy does
His
some
heads are
amazing
amazing.
looking customs, and they were looking a lot like, if you really like the show, he was making them look pretty much like what you
His,
saw on the show. So yeah.
Masterverse Battle Armor He-Man bearded head looks amazing. The hair
Yeah.
flowing. That looked awesome.
You cram off the streets.
Want to leave that one up a little while there. Let it hang in the air. And Grandpa Skelly's off to sleep. Honestly, I'm surprised he was still up. It's way past his bedtime.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's fading.
Get your rest. Get your rest.
So, figuratively speaking, he's going to have some more cool stuff for us to show. He hasn't even got through half of what he's had piled up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
this
a mail
layer.
coming tomorrow. The Frogmongers, some more paint.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that about does it for tonight.
Yeah.
We are definitely fans of what's to come. It's got us excited.
Mhm.
And God, I hope everybody will just calm down now. Mochu's not going anywhere.
No.
All right. I mean, I will say it feels like they're really dumping out everything all at once, but at the same point
They
in time,
do that every year though, like for the past couple of years.
first couple of years, they really, it was like kind of paced. Like
Yeah.
it took us over 2
Well-
years to get to like wave 5. Now we're getting 4 waves in a quarter.
Last year we had the San Diego
That's an
Comic Con and then the influencer meeting. Those were 2 massive dumps. And then year before that we had the week.
Massive
Oh.
dumps.
Well, the thing
week
about that was,
Vote
though,
Tuesday.
don't forget, that was supposed to lead into first quarter this year.
Yeah.
That
It just-
wasn't supposed
Like
to be before
I say this
Christmas.
in every chat, and it I don't know. At times it feels like I'm like screaming at walls. like there's always a New Year's drought because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be first quarter, they drop it November.
Well, it's not so much that. I mean, that is actually a more recent thing that's been done. When they say first quarter, they mean March. They don't mean January, February. Nobody releases stuff January, February. Even in movies, you don't get January, February. Everything comes out by December, and what doesn't hit by December shows up in March.
Because all the stores, all they do is do all their inventory and everything.
Right. Toy Fair
every
used to
March,
happen
we get big
February and
announcements.
March. Sorry, bud, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like last year, March, we had the big Motu announcements. The year before that, same thing. It was a little more dragged out throughout the year, but like
The reason they do it in March is because in February is when you have Toy Fair.
Yeah.
Toy Fair happens in February to show you the launch schedule for the rest of the year. This is what is coming out over the course of next year. And then by San Diego Comic-Con, you get, okay, this is what's going to start coming out now and then carry over into first quarter next year.
And I'm pretty sure San Diego Comic Con will have like the winter stuff.
Well, San Diego Comic-Con, what we've seen so far is everything that's going to be coming out for the rest of this year.
Yeah, this fall.
Okay.
All the way through fall. So San Diego Comic-Con, and mind you, Toy Fair itself is happening in September this year. We didn't have Toy Fair this February. So there's going to be a lot of news and announcements with that. I think it's a terrible idea to move that date. I don't understand why they moved it to September. But I guess they're going to do it to show off what's coming for Christmas. But either way, I'm excited for the rest of the year and going to be working a lot of overtime.
Yeah,
taking out personal
loans.
loans.
Selling some figures. Anybody want some McFarlane DC figures? Head over my way.
All right. So everyone is saying that's why the line is going to die now, because the massive dump, everything, they are moving the goalpost now.
I don't think so.
Oh, he who shall not be called has already made that video today.
Well, I'm just going to say that in experience, I don't have experience manufacturing toys. I'm not going to act like I do. However, when something tends to be going out of business, they do tend to dump everything down the pipeline.
Yeah.
And we've kind of gotten to that point where it could be that maybe not so much by April, which was what it was originally said at the beginning of the year. I never believed that. But who knows what's going to happen at the end of the year? There's a lot of stuff that we don't know.
I still say it's going to continue next year because of the release of Eternia.
I agree.
And not to mention if they're really going to start pushing the film or not.
Yeah.
That's the other big thing. We've got media on the way still.
And
Revelations isn't due out until 2020, or Revolutions isn't due out
it
until
was supposed to be out
2024.
this year, but now it's going to be next year.
And they have confirmed that it will be out in 2024. So definitely, guys, we've got
media to sell toys, so you got the media in 2024.
Yeah, we've certainly got a whole lot coming down the pipeline. So let's enjoy it and celebrate
Try
it.
what's here.
The more we talk about it, the more we buy it.
Yep.
The more they're going to keep putting out.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, this has been amazing.
Yep.
I'll throw this comment up there.
The day a mighty Spectre becomes a figure, I think the line might end.
Yeah.
That'll kill it alone, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to try to diss Scott. You know,
No.
the guy has a lot of insight and a lot of knowledge.
I love
I've
his
always-
classics knowledge.
Yeah.
And all the videos he does on
Well, I mean,
time working there, but
yeah, he was in charge of all that. So he does have a lot of knowledge about
Yeah.
that. But I've always said from the start, the knowledge that he has is almost a decade old. So
how many
a lot
times can you be wrong
changed.
before
Right.
your credibility kind of I don't know.
Anyway, guys, look, it was great seeing you all. And, you know, we're all going to be around for the, God, so many shows coming out still. Bobby,
Yeah.
you had a big announcement that you made for us a little bit earlier on last week. Why don't you go ahead and tell people?
Yeah, Duchess became my one of my patrons, so I appreciate that. That's what you're talking about, right?
Well, that, and I was also thinking about a little show we got coming out next month.
Oh, with the power of attorney coming back, yeah.
So,
But thanks,
I'm
Duchess,
excited
for
for
joining the patron.
I agree. That's another huge announcement, all in and of itself.
And then, yeah, Power of Attorney will be coming back next month, and I believe I don't know. Should I announce what we were thinking of doing with it yet, or I don't know if you confirmed that yet.
Yeah, let's
let's
hang
wait.
on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hang on that.
it'll be back next month. So hopefully you guys will all enjoy it. Adam from Battle Blog and then Oz and myself will be on it, and get other people, maybe Shawn and Skele, to join our next episode, I believe. So we'll see.
Hey, we had a great time crossing the shows with everything last week. So I mean, why not do it again? That would be fantastic. I'd love it. Shawn, what's coming up for you and the Dooch?
We are going to be doing a new episode that is not the 100th episode. It'll be a 99.9999 whatever. And we are going to be going over the reveals as well as the Cosmic Legion reveals that have been coming for the last week and a half or 2 weeks now. So yeah, we're going to have that in the pipeline for next week. So stay tuned.
Excellent. Cannot wait for it.
20 years later. Guys, we got episode 99.999999 coming out, and it's going to be amazing.
I just show up and he pushes the button and he tells me what episode we're doing, and if it's not 100, I'm not worrying anyway.
All right. And Bud, what do we have coming down from your channel?
My channel, I am currently editing my transforming He-Man video for the figure I just painted. I know eventually me and you have a stream we're going to be doing in the near future where we're going to I'm going to show them how to paint a figure. And besides that, I've just been putting out shorts on my channel that have been pretty fun. So definitely go and check out those.
All right. Well, and as everybody knows, for me, I'll be going live on my own channel this Saturday night. In talks to appear on a couple other channels over the next several weeks. I got a busy schedule coming up.
Oh, don't complain. You love it.
Do we expect anything less than that? Is the question.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, honestly, it's not a surprise. So.
No.
You know what? I'll actually do it here. I'll throw in just a little tidbit because everyone on the panel here is involved. Next couple months, we got something kind of cool coming up in the pipeline.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a community-based event, a reading of sorts. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I'll say right now. But we got a pretty big cast of people, and it's going to be amazing.
That's going to be a really fun project, and I can't wait to get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're still putting all the pieces together, but we'll have more news coming up soon.
Kind of aiming for May.
Yep, and as well,
gotta write it, gotta build it.
It's going to take a bit to put everything together, so we won't say too much now, but
we're not rushing it, but it'll be fun when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby will read stuff.
I will be reading. I got to learn how to read first because I already switched. I couldn't read.
That's
earlier.
why we're waiting until May.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give them
we
some
got to do a
time.
crash course in basic reading, and Bud's got to make pop-out books so that you'll
pop-up
understand.
books for him.
No, I don't want no pop-up books from you. I'm afraid of what's going to pop up, so I just don't want to deal with that right now.
The beautiful,
It'll be
beautiful
trauma.
blushing Bobby at arms painting just like pops up.
I have nightmares.
So I think John probably thought you were the unflocked version of me sitting over there because that's like my usual corner.
That's what I was doing in like last week's intro.
How's it going, John?
So as well as I have a big announcement coming up over the next few weeks. I'm still setting some things up right now. but it's going to be very, very exciting. So stay tuned to hear more about that as the weeks come down, because I can't wait to do it. My brain's been exploding with some ideas lately, and I can't wait to get it out there. But expect a big announcement by April 7th. Good Friday is going to be very good.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right, everybody. Well, that's it for the rambling announcements that have taken, almost as long as it takes to read Bud's intros. Everybody, have a good night.
Waving goodbye.
Adios, everyone.
See y'all.